Now, we are all they've got.
We've got an hour left.
Bonjour, officer. We're here to help.
C'était un singe?
Yep.
Good work, May.
Thanks! Watch your back!
Get the civilians to the ship.
You got it!
And here comes the big one.
Take cover!
Ships. Damn. Winston the monkey, he gonna zap you.
Winston!
There's people saying vibe check in the chat.
She needs help. We can't stay here.
Tracer, get everyone out of here. I'll hold the line.
But you said to stick together.
Oh, he's lying.
Don't worry. I'll be right behind you.
Crap, there's the other video that I need to watch.
You better be.
Don't worry, he's a tank, he's got enough health. Diablo 2 refunded incoming. Oh god. Leave May behind. May dies in Overwatch 3. Oh god. Here comes the boy Genji. Well, if the Black had the ability of double, basically sending back the attack, but 2 times the damage, he would have been overpowered.
Genji.
Here comes our boy Reinhardt and Brigitte. Brigitte's flare whip does not do that. It's inaccurate.
Hello, Winston.
Echo. Mercy.
Let's get you back in the fight. Interlock shields. How are we going to stop this thing?
May, your backpack.
What? That could work. Trista, pulse bomb. Here you go.
It is getting hot!
Ready?
Yeah, no.
Come on!
Someone called the ambulance.
Got it.
Damn. Hooray! RuPaul's the hell out of there. Return to monkey. Feel a strong man clip. We've still got like an. I've got 50 units. Snowball. Overwatch 2 announcements happening at 11. So we've still got like an hour.
Hi, Lena. Brigitte? Oh my gosh, you've grown. Oh, everyone, this is May. Hi, everyone.
Nice to meet you.
Reinhardt.
Good to have you on board.
Thank you.
I want to say Diablo 2,
Monsieur.
man.
Does this mean Overwatch is back?
I remember when they were like doing bad games on mobile just to like get the Chinese audience involved.
Yes. Yes, we are.
That one like edit where he says no.
Beyond the veil lies the Shadowlands, where every soul has its place.
Everyone's like 47 minutes. We know, you can see us in the corner. They're just gonna keep playing cinematics. They've got a lot with their history. No, you're dead. StarCraft 2 Remastered, Street Fighter 6, Warcraft
Beyond the
4.
veil lies darkness, where every soul has its place.
Warcraft, World of Warcraft, Shadowlands.
The jailer of the damned. A grim task, which I have failed. Now the eternal veil screams, torn asunder by her. Within the realm of shadow lies the darkest of terrors, which should never be set free.
No World of Warcraft.
The Shadowlands are infinite. Their terrors and beauty were never meant for mortal eyes. I wonder if they can bear to behold all that awaits them. Denizens of this realm are the key to restoring the balance between life and death, if their trust can be earned. Death comes,
PS5, PS1 has better looking
and
graphics.
the end of
Wow.
everything is just
The beginning. What's this one? Is it Diablo?
The dream continues to haunt me, old friend. It always starts with a journey to a distant land. There I find a city in flames. Streets choked with corpses. Unthinkable destruction.
Mad Dash,
Witness
giant snake.
senseless slaughter. Brother against brother. Pure hatred. And then executions. Agony. Suffering surrounded me until my turn comes. They burn my eyes. Break my bones. I awaken in terror. There's no one left to stand against them.
Oh, looks like Among Us. Wow. Ninja Gaiden. Think me mad, old friend, but I know these dreams. They tell of the future. Hell is coming, brother. Hell is coming. Diablo. Cool. We got 40 minutes left before it actually starts. And we get the opening. Not optimized games process. 10 frames per second. Fuck. It's frozen. Why do they have this long pause and just showing the character?
What's up, everybody? James Duggan here at Blizzcon 2019 for IGN. I just went hands-on with Diablo 4. Very, very exciting stuff. For those of you that played Diablo 2 and like Diablo 2 and like the direction of the franchise at that point, I have a lot of really good news for you. For those of you who like the way Diablo 3 played, I have a lot of really good news for you. For those of you who've never played Diablo and are looking for a new, interesting action RPG to play, a lot of great news. So what we have for you in terms of footage is some off-screen footage as well as footage provided by Blizzard. So we're going to be using that. I have a lot to get through. There was a ton of content in this demo. It's a 20-minute gameplay demo, but I played it twice and did completely different things each time. The leash kind of came off, so to speak. They let you access things like the skill menu.
How the hell you play?
So I dove into all of it, and hopefully I'll inform you on exactly
how the hell did you play the game?
Let's start at the beginning. The playable classes. You can choose the Barbarian, the Sorceress, or the Druid. Those are all returning classes, and there are different character aesthetics. You can choose gender as well as kind of just your
Is this
overall
old footage or
looks.
is this
There are
new?
different presets.
Because if
Whether
it's
that will go
new,
into
what happened to
full-fledged
COVID?
character
Why is everyone
customization
there?
later on? Who knows? But anyway, you choose a class. I played the Barbarian as well as the Druid.
Yeah, no
The
COVID.
Barbarian has 4 weapons.
No
Count them.
mass.
1, 2, 3, 4. Equipped
Where's
at
your
all times.
mass?
There's some skills like Frenzy that
Where's
require you
the
to dual
mass?
wield. There's some skills like Skewer that require you to have a bladed weapon like a sword.
Where
an axe,
everyone's literally
deals
shy.
damage
Where's the
over
mass?
time
Yeah,
effect.
what?
And basically,
Focus on
you
me, bro.
use all of these weapons for different things. The animation is you pull
Yeah,
out, do
the
different
fuck
stuff
is
with
his
it.
mask?
There are skill categories.
How you
and it
out
looks to
there?
be
Are
the
you
kind
out?
of old-style
I swear they said
Diablo
that they
2
wouldn't
allocating
have
skill
the
points to specific
BlizzCon
skills
like
you wanna use.
live. It's all be
I wasn't able
virtual.
to
How the
reach
fuck is
back,
everyone there?
But I think that's probably a demo thing more than a design decision, so let's just keep going on. I also played the Druid. The Druid is really interesting because every time you use an ability, you shapeshift. So if you use a resource generator, like the Druid's resource is Spirit, you shapeshift into a werewolf. You use the Spender Pulverize, a big AoE ground slam. You use that Fury, or that Spirit, and then you turn into a bear. And that came in really handy when I got this really cool staff called Power Stone that we probably don't have any B-roll of, but I'm going to talk about anyway. Every single time that you shapeshift, a bolt of lightning comes down and hits an enemy. So that fundamentally changed the way that I was thinking about playing this game. So you start in this cave, you're killing skeletons, classic Diablo stuff, desaturated, realistic-looking graphics, not nearly as cartoony as something like Diablo 3. You go through the cave and you crawl through this crawl space and emerge in the world, and notably that crawl space is
2019
its
felt
own
so long ago.
cinematic with your character's
COVID
face.
offline,
In
by the
2019,
way.
the fidelity is such that you don't need
AFK.
a different cutscene to be able to see your character up close and personal. Now, once you're out of that crawl space in this demo, you go into maybe most exciting in the entire demo, a shared world space. So for those of you who played Destiny, this is something very akin to that. There are going to be other players running by you emergently.
And they're gonna
you
try to
can
kill
invite them
you.
to a party. You don't have to be in a party to do the same stuff and to phase into their world. You'll just see a druid running along as a bear or a sorceress freezing some skeletons, and you can decide to adventure with them or not. There are a lot of different activities to do in the world. There are public events and public bosses. There's a main quest line you can partake in the demo, which has you going to a town where you can't use any abilities, and it's
Oh, it's
conventional
a
Diablo
video
town
from
stuff.
2019.
Then you follow
Okay.
kind of a very conventional chain into an
It's
instance,
old. At
meaning
least that.
the only people you take in your party are the only ones you're going to see in there.
Because I was
cave
wondering, the
that
hell
ends with
the
this
hell are
really
they
epic
there?
boss fight against a drowned witch with a lot of telegraphs and cool loot and stuff like that. So there is still that kind of conventional narrative quest hook driving you along. There are optional quests. But then if you go back out into the open world, there's a lot of just emergent stuff to do. There's a shrine that you can destroy, get the buff, and then go summon a public boss. This crazy undead dragon thing that I couldn't defeat in the time that I had. So you basically wait around, kind of like Warhammer Online, if you ever played that, public events, very similar to that. It'll give you a timer, you kind of attune to a stone, and then it'll give you a timer saying the boss will spawn in 5 minutes. It kind of gets everybody around, gives everybody an alert, a la Destiny 2 public event, and then you try and kill the boss. Bosses, notably, are very mechanically rich. There's a lot of dodging. As a character of any class, you can hit space to dodge. It's kind of a dash. Something like those of you
Hey,
who play
Gates.
Diablo on
Focus
Switch,
back on me, man.
console,
Come on.
PC players get that now too, and that can get you out of the way of something like a skill shot from a boss. So historically in the Diablo franchise, if you were going to stun somebody, you can stun smaller enemies, but you can't stun the bigger enemies. That's
Four eyes,
changed.
lol.
If
F
you have a
you.
stun ability, you don't need to take it off your hotbar for a boss fight because bosses have a stun meter now. So you stun it, it adds to that stun meter, and when that meter is
We've got like
filled,
35
there's a
minutes
stun
left
phase,
still
you get to do a
before we
bunch of
actually
damage.
get to the
I was
actual
also able
opening.
to access the inventory of the character and simplified from the stats of Diablo 3 and previous Diablos. So
Me
far,
playing
what
Valorant.
I've
You're
been
playing
able to
Valorant
get
right now?
was all attack, defense, and life. Very simple, very straightforward. Seems class agnostic. You can pick that stuff up, but obviously
Did
there
you
is
buy
still
the
stuff
ticket?
like that
Hell no.
Thunderstone
You.
Legendary I was discussing.
I'm watching this
is
on
very, very
YouTube.
good
Why
for
would I
the
buy
Druid.
the ticket?
There's also other modifiers, and the loot, common, uncommon, rare, all the way up to legendary is still definitely intact.
The ticket is
So,
like 50.
my first impression of loot, even though a lot of the
You
drops
have to
were
pay
obviously
£50
forced,
for
was
the
definitely a
ticket,
good
a
one.
virtual
There are a lot of
ticket.
different skills, and skills are
Why
separated
would I
into
do that?
categories that are generally generators, spenders, cooldown-driven stuff, and then every single class
And most people
has
just pay just to
ultimate
get
skills.
this
The two ultimates I
exclusive
used,
skin that comes
Barbarian
with
was
it.
Wrath of the Berserker, which if you play Diablo 3, you know all about that. You get Fury Generation. You actually get a Berserker passive buff now that increases your damage as well as your speed. And then for the Druid, it was called Cataclysm, and maybe the coolest ability I used. So you hit it, it's got a giant cooldown, it does exactly what you imagine it would. Bolts of lightning start striking enemies everywhere, tornadoes are kind of going, and the tornadoes push enemies back. There's a lot of environmental interaction. There are skills for the barbarian where you charge them and it deals a certain amount of damage, but if you charge the enemy into an object or a wall, it deals additional damage there. All right, so I kind of want to wrap out on my general thoughts on Diablo 4. I'm a big fan of the Diablo franchise. Diablo 2 I played when I was 11 years old. One of the first games that I played, the first multiplayer games, the first RPG, action RPG, isometric, all of those things. So I was introduced to it, and the way that game really developed forward for me was into World of Warcraft. I feel like a lot of the motifs went there, and when we got Diablo 3, it was, you know, these are kind of old complaints, but cartoony, spammy, mechanically neutered at the beginning. Obviously, it's become a lot better since then, and we've gotten greater riffs and a lot of cool stuff like that. But I guess the point I'm trying to make here is Diablo 4 is an uncompromised vision of Diablo. It's the Diablo that I want, at least based on this demo. Obviously, there's a lot more to play, but this feels like a 2019 evolution. This is the kind of stuff that Path of Exile is doing, that Torchlight Frontiers are doing. This is the space where the isometric action RPG is evolving in 2019, and it's really, really, really exciting to see Blizzard foray into that space, because you get this amazing graphical fidelity. Mechanically, it felt amazing. Dodging these telegraphs, getting this loot, all of this stuff. I just can't wait to play more of it. So there's going to be a lot more Diablo, including a full preview. I'm going to go play the Sorcerers again, get hands-on again, if you can believe that. And you can find all those impressions and details on the nitty-gritty on IGN.com for all things BlizzCon. Keep it right here on IGN.
We're going back to stock footage. They're going to start playing cinematics again.
We're being overrun. Null sector is everywhere. I'll hold them as long as I can.
What are you doing here?
It's happening again.
Paris was just the beginning. This is a global invasion.
So, how's Overwatch enjoying our city?
It's beautiful, except for all the killer robots.
Look up there. That's the command ship.
Then we know what we have to do.
Oh, yeah.
You're with me. We're getting aboard that ship.
I knew you would return one day. It has been too long, Master. I can't do this.
You've made your choice. Nobody will stop us.
Trouble is cropping up all over the world. It's not just Null Sector.
A lot of lives are riding on what we do next.
We'll have to fight. One city at a time.
Let's get them, Brigitte.
I've got you, Papa. Watching your back.
Now that's teamwork.
Paris.
Time to learn some new tricks. Hey, chill out.
And this one where she freezes everyone.
Hammer strike! Do not worry, I will push it. Okay, other direction. I am good at pushing things.
Please buy our dead game again, please, bro. Overwatch Remastered out.
Sojourn here.
New hero. Overwatch 2.
What's up, everybody? James Duggan here with IGN. Joining me is Scott Mercer, principal designer of Overwatch 2. Here to grill you, ask all the Overwatch 2 questions. The first one being, can you kind of discuss what this means for players of Overwatch 1? Is this patch, an expansion, or I'm judging by the 2 next to Overwatch, a full-blown sequel?
It's a full-blown sequel. When you look at all the stuff that Overwatch 2 has,
They want to get rid of
the
Overwatch
existing
1 and make
Overwatch
Overwatch 2 the
player,
base game.
We're adding maps for each. We're adding multiple maps for each of the current game modes. We're adding a new game mode that you haven't seen before called Push. And it's a new core game mode. It's nothing like Lucio Ball or you might experience on Arcane. It's something you'll might play every night in quick play or in your competitive queue. Then we're of course going to have new heroes. We've only like shown off one of those like here. We're not really talking about Sojourn, but she's our first Canadian hero, so we're really excited about her. And that's all a lot of really amazing like stuff for if you like enjoy the PvP, if you enjoy that 6v6 competitive play, you're jazzed about all that. But then there's this other side where it brings into this cooperative player versus environment experience where we've had so many players just like asking, please can we learn more about the world of Overwatch? Please can we learn more about these characters? What's happening?
Most people wanted a movie. They didn't want anything. Some people wanted a campaign. Other people wanted a movie.
And you see that finally, like with Winston hitting the button and issuing the recall, and like Tracer responding back, and all these like things lighting up. We've been building up to this moment, and with the announcement of Cinematic 0 Hour, you see a few heroes have showed up. So you see May has answered, and they go to Paris. They help that out. So we'll have these here. We'll have these story missions that'll have you'll play four with four players. You'll go through a really cool, intense story. We've got this great we've got great character projections lined up. It'll be really exciting for that. And then on top of that, like all right, we hit you with like just that pound of story.
Sure.
Then like every night, like after you've done that, we've got hero missions, which is this repeatable thing that you can play every night. It like changes. We take you all around the world to using all of our different maps. And then we like layer on this really awesome progression system on top of that.
So it's basically like event
while you're playing hero mode. And with that, we've got like really cool talents. Some things that we're showing off on the floor right now in our Rio mission. Things where it's like we want to give choices for the players that when they like level up.
I'm still tired even though I've slept like 20 hours. Boy.
Talents that change their abilities, and they do really crazy things that we can't really do in PvP because they'd be like completely imbalanced. And, people like scream about it. It's like how could Blizzard put this in? It's like, well,
one shot from Hanzo hits everyone.
Where the robots aren't on Reddit. They're not.
Sure.
Feedback. It's
Maybe
like,
they have their own Reddit.
They don't feel bad about it.
Right.
So we'll like have these like really over the top things. I mean, we've already been showing off things like May turning into an ice ball and then rolling over like enemies. We've seen Reinhardt slam down
Genji,
with Earth Shatter.
The ranged ultimate.
Yes, the ranged ultimate, which I mean
is broken
really
as well.
amazing to play with. So
if you do that in
just, like,
multiplayer, everyone will be
that
pissed.
Stuff, and you combine it all together. It's a sequel.
Yep. So there's a ton to unpack there, and let's start with the story. So there's a 4-player co-op narrative story.
Chapter 2.
Can you choose kind of a la Retribution which hero you're going to play, or is there kind of a preset list of heroes for that particular mission thematically?
Yeah. So we're actually sort of working that out. Where we started with is locking in certain heroes for the particular mission, the ones that make sense for that story moment. It's pretty easy to say it's like, hey, we're going to Rio. Maybe Lucio should be in it. But we actually are experimenting. We've like sort of taken a step back recently and said like, hey, could we actually give you that choice? Could we give you that choice of instead of using Tracer in Rio, maybe you can use Genji? Because in the story that we are telling, Genji is available and he is there and he shows up in the cinematics before the mission starts. So we're like examining that. It's something like we're kind of playing with because we think that there'll be a lot of people that they've got their favorite characters and they want to be able to, if they get a chance, be able to play their favorite characters in the story missions.
Sure. How do you kind of rationalize that with some of the chaotic evil characters? So like if there's a mission to destroy Italian, Reaper's like, I'm ready.
Yeah, that's something where this is a telling of like the sort of like reforming of Overwatch. They've recalled. So
they have their one going on.
Junkrat there.
Nothing's going
he's
on.
Off in Australia or somewhere doing crime, and he's not really interested in saving the world.
Yeah, sure.
So we'll still have some limits, just so the story makes some. It doesn't make complete nonsense.
Right. So kind of mechanically, you're telling a conventional narrative through a mechanism we've seen a lot in games, which is a playable story, and that's really exciting in the Overwatch universe because until this point, it's been a lot of extended stuff as well as little hints and nods in the game. And then aside from that, you have hero missions, and these strike me as the mechanically challenging, replayable. We talked about progression. We'll talk about incentivization after this question, but I just want to ask, how complex mechanically do these get where you have Retribution maybe here, and then you have something like a WoW Mythic raid up here?
Yeah, it's something we are definitely exploring the concept of difficulties. We do want to provide hero missions that will provide a challenge for a broad spectrum of players that are necessarily like, they don't have the mechanics of like a pro player, but they're still like, they know how to use their character, they really enjoy it, and they have fun when they do play Overwatch now. But in terms of like, are we gonna like go to full blown like WoW boss land? And prior to working on Overwatch, I worked on World of Warcraft doing a lot of raid encounters. I don't think we'll quite get there. I mean, a lot of that comes down to we have 4 players, not 10 or 25. We still want to have encounters that encourage team play, and you see that a bit in Rio, where Ice Wall can be used in a lot of different ways that help out your team. It's like if someone does go down and you need some help bringing that character up, make and put up an Ice Wall to provide you cover. There's lots of like little moments like that. So I don't think we want to start to see like the full mythic experience, because that's kind of crazy.
Sure.
But we do want to provide something. We do want to provide a strong challenge for players that like master their character.
I don't care. Just give me Skylar.
Like, hey, I am an awesome like Genji player. I want to play with other players who have similarly mastered their characters, and then we have a challenging thing to do with hero missions.
Great. Let's talk about progression. And I guess the first question I have is kind of a clarification. So you unlock these modified abilities. Is there any concern that people are going to get attached to those and go into PvP and be like, wow?
So I can leave this one pretty much to rest. They're not going to be part of PvP.
Yeah.
They're crazy. Right. And it's something like we're really designing these since we know they're not going to be PvP.
They're broken.
Why would they have them? Let's just even do like nuttier things, things that really play into the fantasy of these characters. Part of like what we're trying to do with these talents is do things that you can only imagine like Genji might have done, when he like uses his ultimate and starts shooting out like energy blasts from his sword. That's something you can imagine him doing and we can like really do that now.
So in terms of incentivization, do you feel
they're just like Pokemon, they forget the moves?
I mean, keep in mind the context here is like this is from a player base that is used to gear, to leveling up talents, to specs, to new abilities, to titles, mounts,
there will
all that
be
kind of
more, but
playing now at the low price of $59.99.
We're really investigating a lot of different systems. We've got a lot of it's like we can look at Diablo, we can look at WoW. We're familiar with many of these kinds of systems, not just talents, and really trying to find the one that best works for Overwatch. But we don't have much otherwise to talk about that. But there will be levels.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool. Only a few questions left, and I guess I want to ask, we spent a lot of time talking about PvE, and that's obviously a huge focus of Overwatch 2, but what does this mean for the PvP players? We talked about push. Is there some kind of more grandiose plan for PvP in Overwatch and Overwatch 2 that Overwatch 1 players are not necessarily going to get access to?
No, I mean, something very core and important to us is we want to have a shared multiplayer experience for all the players that have really been there with us, that have enjoyed Overwatch 1. We don't Overwatch 2 to be this moment where we say goodbye to those players. Instead, it's like, no, you're part of the community. Like, it's like you're one of us. It's like, hey, let's play multiplayer together. Everyone has fun doing that. We want to keep that strong. So in the future, when we come up with new heroes past Overwatch 2 release, they'll be available for Overwatch 1 players as well. Same thing with maps. We want that core experience to be shared together, because that's what I think it's what provides the community a lot of like togetherness.
Gotcha. And finally, as much as you can at least, can you discuss the 2 new heroes, Sojourn and Echo?
Why does Reinhardt have 400 HP? Does he?
Maybe
you can't really talk about it.
He's
I mean,
500.
A cool anecdote about this time you got drunk with Sojourn and you guys talked about college. And
I can tell you. So we've seen some of the like Sojourn like on some of the panels. I can say it's a really cool gun.
Yeah.
It's a really cool gun. You'll have a lot of fun with it. And she's got this crazy thing in her arm that something came out, and it's also like so she's
got a bionic arm. That's a weapon.
Echo. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, she's an important character. Yeah, I mean, you see, she's currently in our Rio mission as well, not as a hero, but she's actually piloting one of the transport there. So she'll be an important part of both characters. Will both be an important part of the story.
Great. And I guess as a final adage to that question, can you kind of just lay the land narratively? Who are the antagonists here? I think we can all understand who the protagonists are, but
sure.
What's the conflict?
Sure. So the base conflict that the experience is Null Sector's back. They've attacked in the past. There's this group of robots that have been. Null Sector is a sort of offshoot. We have Omnics in the world.
What was Reinhardt doing? You can't hit
and
them.
most of them are just ordinary citizens.
Yeah, he's 500 health.
They're and they're just like you and I. They're not human; they're omnics.
Sure.
But there's this sort of offshoot, this like other group of null sector that is a bit more aggressive, shall we say, fighting for robot rights. And in the past, they've caused some trouble. I mean, you saw that with one of our previous events in the past. But now they've come back and strangely even stronger than before. So a lot of what you're initially doing is fighting off these initial attacks from null sector. You fight them off in Rio, and you'll fight them off in other locations as well. And you'll learn more about why they're doing what they're doing.
These upgrades that they have
behind it.
Great. Scott Mercer, principal designer on Overwatch 2. Thank you so much for joining me.
Nothing is fair. Not
18
life,
minutes left.
not death,
World of
but
Warcraft.
through the jailer. Control of our fate will at last be possible.
There is nowhere to hide. Death comes for you all.
Our duty is grim.
Is this the best you can do?
Many have been lost.
Remember this lesson. You know what must be done.
We're going to tear it all down.
The light is with me, even here.
Nothing escapes the law.
Diablo 2? I mean, no, Diablo 4 is. What did I do? Sounds like Shrek. You wish.
Quiet. Shut up.
Yeah, shut up. If you're about to get if someone's chasing you, shut the hell up.
They have our scent. Run!
Yeah, I remember seeing this last year.
Running.
Are you out of your mind? He's not going to make it.
He has to.
Blessed Akarat, thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides
Look at me! All the gold we want is right there.
They're gonna end up cutting themselves and then putting it in the
I
thing.
just came here for knowledge.
Knowledge.
Coming!
I know.
Get over here!
Now.
Breach the seal. Get us through that door.
All right, help me. By three, they come. By three, thy way opens. Blood shows. This doesn't make any sense.
They give blood.
Blood. Blood is the key. Blood is the key!
What?
I need two of you!
No! Go! I'll hold them! Go!
So, it says the blood of the willing goes...
You gotta be kidding me!
No, you need to give blood. What the fuck happened? What the yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I wonder why it doesn't make movies. The blood of the willing. Oh shit, fucked up there. The shirt copy is coming up. Yeah, it's a different color though. $13 minutes left. Hey, focus on me. So we got behind the scenes at 11. Opening salary is at 10. Cardboard animations at 11. Wait. Sorry, wait. This is at 11. What was that? 11? What was it? 11? 11 o'clock? Or was it 12? I can't remember. Oh, we're down to 12 minutes. Oh, I need some coffee or something, bro. I should have drank some. So set your alarm for 4 p.m. Have they announced who they're gonna nerf first in Overwatch 2? Ball, bro. I wish. Because ball players are annoying. They would come in, kill you, or bash you and then run off, come back again to do the exact same thing, and rinse and repeat. 11 minutes. You got 11 minutes of waiting, and they're not gonna show us any footage. He made a video. He made the video he said he was gonna make. How to break the YouTube algorithm. We'll watch that later. At this point in time, we've got time, might as well. Let's watch a bit of it.
Of hard work and honing your skills for that. I mean, it took me 7 years to get this channel to 1 million subscribers. 7 years of constant learning and experimenting. Well, today I'm about to give you the secret golden ticket of YouTube, which will allow you to speedrun the algorithm and grow your channel to millions of subscribers with as little effort as possible. Why spend 10 years gaining 1 million subscribers when you can do it in 1 month? So grab yourself a cup of tea and get comfy as I'm about to open your eyes to the brand new world of YouTube Shorts and the creators who are exploiting them for gigantic success on the platform. Oh, and by the way, thank you very much to CuriosityStream for sponsoring today's video. They're the personal funders of today's lawyers who will be 100% necessary when Susan, the CEO of YouTube, comes breaking down my door. Thanks. YouTube Shorts are a relatively new feature on YouTube and are absolutely overpowered. If we're having a tier list of all YouTube features and algorithmic exploits, this breaks the tier list and goes beyond the moon to some kind of quadruple S tier of algorithmic chaos. Community polls were fantastically broken and resulted in channels gaining millions more impressions than normal and consequently growing their audience faster than ever before. This, however, unlike community polls, has no limit, it has no cap, and most importantly, it has no fix. That's because this feature, if you can believe it, is actually working as intended. So what is a short? Well, shorts are the result of a YouTube employee who copied the homework of TikTok, but don't worry, there's no copyright issues here, as TikTok technically also copied the idea from Snapchat, who in turn copied the idea from Vine. At this point, who cares where short-form portrait content came from? All we need to know is that there's a giant market for it, and that market is monolithic. We're talking big, potentially even bigger than my own ego and charisma stats, and trust me, they're gigantic. Shorts are generally short, funny videos often set in the real world, allowing creators to do funny skits without having to ram them into 10-minute long videos. To make a short, you just need a few things: a video that is in portrait, so generally the 1080 by 1920 resolution. The video needs to be less than 60 seconds in length and include the term #shorts in the description, and it is genuinely as easy as that. Anyone can make a short using their phone, or if you really want to crush the market and create something with high production value, then you can just make a short on your PC and edit it up properly. Now, unlike community polls, all channels have access to make shorts. Your channel could have 0 subscribers, your channel could have 10 million. It doesn't make a difference in the eyes of the short algorithm. So how do shorts work? How do they break the algorithm? And more importantly, what creators have been secretly using this exploit to take their channels from no views a month to actually overtaking PewDiePie in less than a 3-month span. So today, to show off just how broken this feature is, and also to explain why so many YouTubers have been using it wrongly, I will be referencing 2 fantastic brand new creators who have taken a channel from 0 subscribers to hundreds of millions of viewers each month over the course of just a few months. The 2 channels are Jake Fellman and Block Facts. Prior to making shorts, Jake Fellman had a YouTube channel with less than 15,000 subscribers. Block Facts took a brand new channel with 0 subscribers to where it sits now at over 500,000 subscribers in less than 2 months. Now, YouTube has had channels grow from 0 subscribers to 1 million subscribers very quickly, but those channels have had massive outside influence, often from celebrities on Twitter or their giant music labels, and these are the factors causing the channel to grow very quickly. It's not organic. These 2 channels, however, have power leveled their way to a position above PewDiePie with no outside support. They have proved that in 2021, anyone can get famous on YouTube. So why have these creators suddenly exploded, and how does the shorts algorithm really work to enable this kind of crazy growth from 0 to a million? So we know shorts are super short videos in portrait mode, but what makes them so special is that they have access to a separate algorithm to the rest of YouTube. A regular video on YouTube gets uploaded and it gets sent out to subscribers and everyone who would usually be recommended that kind of video. Viewers then see the thumbnails, most of them will ignore the thumbnails, but a certain percentage of them will actually click on and watch the video. Shorts, however, are different. They don't rely on thumbnail impressions, they don't rely on that standard algorithm. Shorts have access to 2 separate planes of existence. The regular video plane of gaining views from recommendations and thumbnails and a good title, and now the brand new insanely powerful short shelf. Shorts on YouTube are currently gaining over 3.5 billion views per day across the globe. This is massive, as on a platform where less than 0.1% of the creators are making shorts, you can have access to a huge open market share that is just waiting for content to be flooded into it. Now, what is the short shelf? Well, after you make a short and upload it, usually around about 24 hours later, you will notice something very interesting happening to the video. It's going to start gaining thousands and thousands of views from a source that is simply called shorts. This is the magical hidden short algorithm at work, meaning that your videos are being played after other shorts content or being featured on the short shelf, which is directly recommending people your video. Now, when we set up our experiment channel from scratch a few weeks ago, we expected our first video to get a maximum of 10 views, as, well, that number is well above the average for someone's first video on a brand new channel with no outside influence. Well, it turns out shorts are pretty powerful, because our first video managed 500 views. That's actually really good. But then the second video happened. The second video on our test channel, which we put basically no effort into, managed to get 30 10,000 views. It took me 4 years on YouTube to get a video to have more than 10,000 views, and using YouTube Shorts, we did it on our second day. Now, the fact a channel can gain 1,000 views from scratch at just its beginning with no outside influence is fantastic, but this is just the beginning, because you have to think of YouTube as a cycle of growth. If you manage to start the ball rolling, then all subsequent growth gets easier and easier until you reach the peak of your available market. The short algorithm is just completely and utterly broken. Effectively, when you create a short, you're not even uploading to YouTube as a platform. It doesn't even feel like that. Instead, you're just uploading a video to a magical money pot of infinite views, which YouTube is just pulling out of the woodworks to go, hey, this random video here, how much effort did you put into it? Oh, it took you 5 minutes to make, bam, 600,000 views. What's that? You spend 40 minutes doing an in-depth review of The Witcher 3? 2 views. Redundant. We don't want that content. Shorts, 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 shorts. So before we reveal the optimal shorts meta and where so many creators have actually been going wrong, let's do a nice quick deep dive into our 2 example shorts channels that have taken the YouTube algorithm and made it look about as stable as me after discovering that I've just run out of tea bags. And trust me, you don't want to see me when I've run out of tea bags. So what makes BlockFacts and Jake Fellman the perfect creators for shorts, and why are they doing so well? To put it simply, their format for content is perfect and they're entering into markets with high demand for shorts, but of course little supply. Among Us, Minecraft, Fortnite, and no, not you Fall Guys, have all been dominating gaming viewership on YouTube for the last few months. So as you can imagine, creating shorts relating to these free viral games is a surefire way to farm success. If you can target a short into a viral market, then congratulations, you're going to be printing views faster than Venezuela can create hyperinflation. Now, Jake Fellman creates 3D animations of the game Among Us. He successfully capitalizes on the trending topics and jokes of Among Us by making 10 to 30 second long skits, often with music and the signature title of Among Us in HD. YouTube detects these popular terms and, well, does what it does best, features the video on the short shelf. If of course it starts performing well and gets high interactions from the viewers and a good average viewership watch time, then hey, YouTube promotes it to more and more and more and more, and oh dear goodness, it's getting millions of views now. Now, Jake Fellman's videos are short, so the viewers are guaranteed to watch almost all of the video. They also have strong and powerful thumbnails that stick out against the other Among Us videos. Short videos are unique as the thumbnail displayed on the short shelf is actually separate to the thumbnail you put on the video. The thumbnail on the short shelf is always the default auto thumbnail detected by YouTube. Because Jake Fellman's videos are visually distinct, this allows him to naturally have a strong click-through rate in comparison to actual shorts containing real Among Us footage, and boy does that translate into great viewership numbers. Now the thing is, Jake Fellman does have a lot of experience as a content creator. He's been around on TikTok for a very long time and evidently is a dab hand when it comes to video editing and production. The next channel, however, is going to be a little bit different. Allow me to introduce you to BlockFacts. This channel effectively does some high-octane insight into each and every individual block and item in Minecraft, providing very interesting facts. Every video is exactly 27 seconds in length, as this keeps audience retention by featuring an almost constant stream of dialogue. When I interviewed the lovely chappie in charge of this channel, he explained that he aims to have 120 words per 30 seconds in his video, which is absolutely incredible. The intention here is to stop people clicking away onto a different short because of the amount of information you're bombarding them with, and with just how high octane the editing is. If your short video is being watched 100% of the way through, then fantastic, it's going to be getting recommended to more people. This is why his content works. Equally, at the same time, he has a very smart way of getting more comments on his videos. During the footage of his actual BlockFacts, he regularly features the skins of other famous Minecraft content creators, as this actually leads to more comments on the video, as the audience, who generally are on the younger end of things, will be commenting as soon as they recognize some of their favorite creators. Now, both of these channels have great market dominance, however there is more than enough space for a few new entrants when it comes to harvesting up the millions of views that are available with shorts. So let's wave goodbye to the Fact channel that got to 500,000 subscribers after basically just 1 month, and an Among Us animator who now pulls in 6 times the views that PewDiePie manages each month.
Well, we're back. 2-1, we're in. Opening ceremonies finally commenced.
That feeling of just knowing a game is right for you when you first lay eyes on it is such a great feeling.
The thing that happens is you start to feel the excitement just build up.
I'm thinking about it all the time, even in my sleep.
Incluso a veces por una misma comunidad. Te llegas a enamorar bastantísimo.
I play video games because I love stories.
Experiencing worlds that you can't experience as yourself. I guess video games allow me to be what I can't. It's fiction, but it's not.
You come home, log onto your PC, and disappear into a different world.
I am a part of something bigger, a part of something beautiful.
As an autistic person, video games give me a place where I could be in a world that made sense to me.
I will tell you that all of my family play video games.
Me and my brothers, we would share the computer 1 hour at a time.
Can you stop? Not unfocusing.
I'm really enjoying playing video games.
He keeps thinking that my pillow, whatever it is the focus.
That connection between video games, allowing us to converse with each other, added a lot to our relationship.
Games like the World of Warcraft let me meet people that I probably never would have.
I can honestly say I met some of my best friends through playing games.
We have this connection that allows us to share our joys, to share our achievements, to share our growth together.
Every time I'm able to achieve something, I'm able to make myself proud.
Killing heroic Blackhand back in Warlords of Draenor was one of my favorite memories.
I managed to find that one hidden pylon with my one Mutalisk.
We beat hardcore Inferno Diablo.
I was able to hit gold in competitive in Overwatch.
I had someone say, "Oh, I can't
How was that
lose
a
to girl."
achievement?
And I beat that guy.
Well, I'll give
I
you the
was
props. I'll give you the props for that.
Slay this warlock as a little gnome holy priest, freaking out and screaming the whole time.
Adrenaline through my body was going crazy.
Pela caminhada ter sido tão prazerosa e pela conquista ter vindo.
A gente se sentiu muito, caramba, a gente conseguiu algo incrível aqui.
It's fun.
I killed the Lich King.
然后我夺冠的时候，现场的女性工作人员，包括有些男的工作人员，他们都哭了。
Many years ago, I was doing a quest in Terracar Forest, and a lovely little mage came up and said, "Would you like a hand?" They helped me for the rest of the day. We've been married now for over a decade.
Those video games filled a void. They filled the friendships that I didn't have. There isn't a huge LGBTQIA plus community in my city. So when I was able to play a video game, I was able to start talking with people.
People really be like, "Oh, I found my
Video
wife,
games
or I
were
found my
my
husband in the game." I'm like,
When I
how?
was a teenager, my dad was diagnosed with ALS, and I looked to video games as a way to escape from that sort of reality. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm just glad video games were there for me.
I'll never stop playing video games.
There's no way.
I imagine myself one day being an 80-year-old grandpa gamer.
Playing video games has shaped me. I don't think I would be who I am today.
My passion, my interest, my excitement, they belong.
Video games opened for me the world,
And because of that, I'm forever thankful.
And I can't wait to see what the next generation holds.
Creating requesting for battle and collection for conquering glory. Leveling, sharing, calling, laughing, healing, summoning, looting, playing. But yeah.
Welcome to BlizzCon Line, a celebration of 30 years of Blizzard communities and 30 years of Blizzard games. 30 years is so many years. And last year maybe felt like one of the longest of all. But throughout the years of Blizzard Entertainment, from 1991 to today, many of us can associate certain games with milestones in our lives. Maybe you were a little kid the first time you played The Lost Vikings. Or in high school when you first played a Diablo game. Or maybe you met your partner while you were playing World of Warcraft. That's the awesome thing about video games.
If you're lucky, that
They
is.
give us experiences that are relevant to the times in our lives and experiences that we carry forward with us. Games are here for us during good times, and they're here for us even when we feel alone or maybe uncertain. Games are coming home, familiar, comfortable, with a connection and a sense of belonging. And while many of us spent most of 2020 in our actual real-life homes, games became even more of a place to get away, to be free from outside concerns, even if just for a little
trapped
while.
in here the whole
So,
year.
this is pretty weird. Usually, when we start BlizzCon, the opening call is to my favorite Warcraft faction, the Alliance.
And the
Or
Horde.
my favorite faction, the Horde. I get confused. Usually, I'd be speaking to 40,000 of you in person at the Anaheim Convention Center and millions of you around the world. And usually, that would be a perfect way to celebrate.
If it was possible.
But nothing about the last year has been usual. The pandemic has been hard on everyone, and for many different reasons. But if there's one thing that the last year has taught us, it's that being apart physically doesn't
That
stop
guy's
us
way too happy.
from moving forward.
He's got
It
the
doesn't stop
energy.
us from connecting with our player friends around the world, diving in as warriors and heroes,
Can you stop?
and checking
My
on
pillow
each
isn't
other as
me.
humans.
This ally.
It doesn't
He
stop
keeps
us
thinking the pillow is
from
me.
sharing our latest
It's
epic
focusing
gaming
on the
story,
background instead of me. I am the
celebrating
focus
those
point,
of
not the
others.
background.
Games continue to unite us. Now, to be honest, I wasn't sure how well Blizzard could work from home. There are thousands of people, all needing to work together in creating our universes, games, and experiences. Never has it felt more true that it takes a Blizzard to make a Blizzard game. And in 2020, it became clear that the magic of creating a Blizzard isn't just tied to a physical location. It's tied to the people who work here, and I continue to be so proud of each and every one of them. Thank you, Blizzard. We create these games and pour all of our energy and heart into them, but it is you, the Blizzard community, that brings them to life. And that's why BlizzConline is a celebration of you, the guild leaders, healers, DPS, tanks, innkeepers, Zerg, Terran, Protoss, Blackwatch, Shimada, the heroes of Sanctuary and of the Storm. These next few days are for you, our Blizzard community. For World of Warcraft, we'll be showing you what's next for both Shadowlands and Classic. I'm sure you're all burning in anticipation for that one. Hearthstone is getting back to its roots in a major way. We can't wait to show you how. We also have news for our Diablo community. Some of you were able to dip your toes into the depths of hell in the Diablo Immortal Technical Alpha. I really enjoyed seeing players embrace the multiplayer aspect of meeting in town. We can't wait for more of you to get your hands on it. So, it's only the beginning of the year, and already there is so much to look forward to, even though we can't yet be together in person. The Overwatch League will be kicking things off in spring. And we'll be watching closely to see if the San Francisco Shock can continue their championship run. World of Warcraft esports is back with the Arena World Championship and Mythic Dungeon International already in full swing in Shadowlands. StarCraft 2 and Warcraft 3 esports are going strong with our friends at the ESL Pro Tour.
Would Jeff put them all in boxes?
And qualifiers are already
Unless they're
underway
all gonna get COVID
for the
tested.
first online stop of the 2021 Hearthstone Masters Tour, with the first event taking place next month. But before we get too far ahead, let's take a look one last time to when times were a little simpler. In the early 1990s, the internet was a baby.
And I wasn't
CD
born,
sales
so
had
I
finally
don't know anything
eclipsed
about
cassette
what I'm
tapes.
doing.
Cassette tape, it's a rectangle piece of plastic, and there's a tape inside, and music
Yeah.
would get recorded on, and Sometimes you needed a pencil to wind it and make it tight.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
know, it
had
sounds
one of
crazy.
those when I was younger.
We were all playing video games on Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, DOS, or Mac PCs. I personally was a master of config sys and autoexec bat. So many simple things in simple times. If only we could relive them.
The stage is set. The green flag drops. Let the carnage begin.
Arcade collection.
Holy Toledo! What a collection!
So they're releasing an arcade collection for all the old games. Which not only like appeal to the older generation who played them, the younger generation who don't play them just to like experience it.
What a play!
Watch. Filters.
Crank up the volume!
Introducing.
Unbelievable! Whoa!
Who wants this? I watched this. I was really good. Every boomer. 120 FPS. On the Xbox One and PlayStation.
The Blizzard Arcade Collection, featuring
all
The
platforms.
Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, and Blackthorn. These are ports of the games just as you remember them, allowing you to relive the original experience of all three titles in 13 different languages, with a couple of quality of life upgrades. As an example, we include very modern, cutting-edge functionality that wasn't available in the early 90s, both saving and loading of games. And for those of you who purchased any Blizzard Digital Anniversary Bundle via Battle.net, you'll automatically receive the Blizzard Arcade Collection on PC today. Now, you ready to hear about some other video games?
Yeah.
Let's hear what's next for World of Warcraft.
Huh?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today.
Someone
No
really
matter
shouts
where
in
you
comments.
are,
Can
World
you
of
stop?
Warcraft unites us all.
It keeps thinking,
Whether
yo,
you're
I'm not
exploring
gonna
the
look, I'm not gonna
Shadowlands,
focus on you.
classic Azeroth, or another part of the Blizzard universe, I'm glad you could make it, because we've got a lot of good stuff to show you. But first, let's start with some Covenant pride. Kyrian, take flight. Night Fae, let the hunt begin.
I don't know anything about World of
Necrolords,
Warcraft,
to war!
'cause I haven't played it that much.
Cynthia, let's party. The world has thrown a lot at us since the last BlizzCon.
It's
And the thing that's
super
really
packed.
kept everyone going on the WoW team has been connecting with all of you. The bonds we forge with our guilds and family and friends in WoW are powerful and real. As WoW enters its 16th year and Blizzard celebrates its 30th anniversary, we're so grateful to have the most dedicated and friendly communities in gaming. Let's recap the events in Azeroth. In WoW Classic, we fought an
Go ahead,
endless battle
because
for
I
South
don't even know
Shore
what
and
what
Tauren
happened.
Mill. We banded together to open the gates of Ahn'Qiraj and joined forces to take down Kel'Thuzad in his floating citadel of Naxxramas. In Shadowlands, we helped our Covenant recover from the Anima drought, brought on by Sire Denathrius, master of the Vinthier and traitor to the Pantheon of Death. We survived the halls of Torghast and crafted legendary gear in our efforts to expel Denathrius from his castle lair. But innocent souls are still wrongfully being sent to the Maw. They face an eternity of torment, and heroes like Anduin remain chained in its depths. The jailer continues to grow in power. He's preparing to break free from the Maw and complete his plan to unmake the entire Warcraft universe. And Sylvanas, you may be wondering what she's been up to all this time. Today, we're excited to unveil our first major content update for Shadowlands, Chains of Domination.
Sounds like some kinky stuff, bro.
Look around you!
What makes you believe you're not just a weapon to achieve his ends?
Enough! Join our cause.
Hell no.
Or be made to serve.
Right now, you hold all the power. Make your choice, Sylvanas Windrunner.
Despite all our efforts, the Maw continues to grow. What if Denathrius' treachery is irreparable? The Primus is lost, and Bastion cannot save the Shadowlands alone.
None of this should have happened.
Perhaps
But it did.
the Winter Queen could.
My Archon, a living soul seeks an audience.
A mortal?
A king. By all our measures, one who has spent his life striving for justice. One who would give anything to serve his people. One whose heart is true.
Very well. He may approach. Step forward. My ascendant have spoken of you.
The hell is wrong with you guys?
The king, held captive in the Maw.
That prison could not hold me forever.
Why have you come to Bastion?
You have a key that I need.
Why does it feel like that's not him?
You will release this soul from your grasp.
No. He is bound to me.
Just as you once sought to bind your own brother.
How did I know this, man? Why are you just gonna put your hands up like this? Swing. He's in the air. Just hit him with enough. Just hit him.
The vessel performed its part flawlessly. 3 keys remain. Then they will see. Death was never meant to be chained.
Oh god. You can see in her eyes that she fucked up and she realized it.
That is so intense. I know you probably have a lot of questions about what you just saw and what it means for the next stage of your Shadowlands journey. Later today, my teammates Ian and Jeremy will be telling you more about Chains of Domination in our Shadowlands update. Please check out the World of Warcraft channel to find out more. Next, I'm excited to share our upcoming
we don't have the
World
time
of Warcraft charity pet program. We've heard a lot from our community about how much they love these pets and the opportunity to give to a good cause, along with ideas to make the program even better. So during this upcoming campaign, you'll be able to donate whatever amount you wish to directly support our chosen charity. Once donations reach our goal, everyone playing World of Warcraft will get a pet for their collection
as a thank you, whether you were able to contribute personally or not. And to make this a fun challenge, if we reach a stretch goal, everyone gets a second pet too. And here they are. The first pet is Bananas, literally. He was originally available to a select few back in Burning Crusade era, so we're excited to give everyone a chance to adopt him. And if we reach our stretch goal, you'll also get Daisy the Sloth.
Why?
She's an all-new pet who'll hang around your neck when you need a hug. Your donations during this campaign will go to support the medical humanitarian organization Doctors Without Borders, also known by their French name, Médecins Sans Frontières, or MSF. They're an amazing group doing important work around the world. We're grateful to have such a generous community, and we hope you'll help support this worthy cause. We'll be sharing the details about the charity pet program on the World of Warcraft website soon.
I need the sloth. Why?
So we've talked quite a bit about Shadowlands. Classic players, now it's your turn. It's my pleasure to hand off to my teammate, Holly Longdale. She's a longtime WoW player, a veteran MMO developer, and she's going to tell us what's in store for WoW Classic.
WoW Classic. That's supposed to be the
Hi, everybody.
First,
I'd like to
version
thank
of the game.
all of you who have ever been part of the WoW community over the
And
years.
then there's the expansion, which is
You know,
the Shadowlands.
online worlds like WoW have been a huge part of our lives for decades now. As a dedicated MMO fan and a developer myself, I remember hearing that Blizzard was going to be making their own MMO. And I thought, well, I guess I'll check out that beta. And sure, we all call the game WoW. But really, wow. I could not believe I got bit by the MMO bug again.
Yes, thanks for the
I
joke.
was so excited to be able to make a night elf hunter and be like
Is
that
she from
famous dark
Resident
elf ranger from the books that I loved. I have to tell you, Azeroth was, and still is, a place I love to live. Since last year, I've had the great honor to work alongside the WoW Classic team to bring these nostalgic experiences back to life for longtime fans and a whole new generation of players. As a fan myself, I've had so much fun in WoW. From the simple things like drive-by buffing or making friends on that long haul from Teldrassil to Ironforge, all the way to the absolutely staggering, like when I jumped blindly through the Dark Portal and was running through Hellfire Peninsula, heard this terrifying noise, and then saw the Fell Reaver. Biggest roamer I had ever seen, and I was very glad I had feigned death in that moment. And that's the thing about WoW. These stories and experiences we all share keep us coming back time after time. With that said, I'm super excited to be able to share with you where our adventures are taking us next.
When we get 12 again, Overwatch. I think, I don't really remember. I saw on the website it said 12. No, I mean 11. It said 11. 11's when we're gonna get ours.
You dare enter my realm.
Why not?
Your foolishness has brought you to this end. Take my blood and choke on it.
Death to the outsiders!
I'll turn your world upside down!
You are not prepared!
Burning Crusade Classic. No.
Brings back so many memories, right? Like exploring the fungal forests of Zangarmarsh, or being awestruck at the chaotic magic alive in Netherstorm, the Draenei in Exodar, the Blood Elves in Silvermoon. I love playing them both. Do you choose to enlist the Aldor or the Scryers in your quest to fight the Legion? And of course, we can't forget gathering all your friends to fight Illidan at the top of the Black Temple. I can't wait to relive it all with you. Since the team first set out on their own quest to bring the original WoW back to life, we have learned a ton about what players are expecting from this kind of experience. We've also learned when to keep things just as they were and where we all might be open to some changes. We're bringing all these lessons into Burning Crusade Classic, with our primary goal to bring back the same feeling you had when you faced the Fel Reaver for the first time, or when you were digging through piles of Felhound poop. Of course, we can't get this right without you, our incredible community. Soon, you'll be able to revisit Outland yourself when beta starts and tell us what you think. Later, all WoW Classic players are going to be presented with a meaningful choice for each one of your beloved characters. Do you want to move on into Burning Crusade Classic? Or do you want to stay in the original Classic era forever? Whatever you decide, you can do it all with your one WoW subscription. Now, I know I've thrown a lot at you, but don't worry. We'll be getting into the details in our panel later today. So stick with us. We'll make sure you are prepared. And now we're going to hear what's coming up in Hearthstone.
Greetings. We're truly excited to share with you everything that's coming to Hearthstone this year. But first, let's take a quick look back at the year of the Phoenix. We added our first new class, the Demon Hunter,
I played Hearthstone,
into the ruthless Outlands.
I think for like
Then we went to
4 hours
Starlight
and that was
Academy
it.
and got to explore dual class cards and their powerful synergies. And with our third expansion of the year,
The card game I played the most was what you call it, Yu Duel.
Alongside the menacing old gods in Madness at the Dark Moon Fair. We launched a brand new game mode, Duels, that saw more than 10 million matches on its first day. We also introduced our long-awaited achievement system and made a significant overhaul to the rewards and progression within the game. Now, it's time to say farewell to the Year of the Phoenix and see what's in store for Hearthstone this year. Welcome to the Year of the Griffin. Over the last couple of years, we've made big changes to Hearthstone. Throughout the Year of the Griffin, we want to keep delivering fun, new experiences and make sure that the tens of millions of you playing Hearthstone are always excited to log in. First up, we'll be giving the standard format its biggest shakeup ever, with the launch of the Core Set later this year. The Core Set replaces the old Basic and Classic sets with a collection of 235 cards made up of some of the best from throughout the years, as well as 29 awesome brand new cards. And the best thing about the Core Set is that it's entirely free. So there's never been a better time to get into Hearthstone. Here are 3 of Hearthstone's legendary dragons, reimagined to feel more up-to-date and competitive for modern-day Hearthstone.
I might as well go to bed at this point. This is
You'll
like
finally receive her full arsenal of dream cards right away. She's a nightmare for your opponents. Malygos the Spellweaver. He'll fill your hand with spells and is a powerful late game play, worthy of the aspect of magic. And finally, everyone's favorite black dragon, Deathwing. He's still as destructive as ever, but timed correctly, he won't leave you empty-handed. We'll also be launching a brand new format, Classic, where you can play Hearthstone as it was when it first launched. The Classic format will be fully supported, complete with ranks and rewards using Hearthstone's original set of cards. So, if you want to relive the old school experience, then Classic is the place for you. With Classic revisiting the past, now let's take a look to the future and explore the first expansion of the Year of the Griffin.
For a hero of the Horde, all roads lead to the crossroads. You have come for adventure. But the Barons wants to break you. Your axe must be sharp. Your wits must be keen. And your heart must be mighty. Strength and honor. This is who we are.
That's right. We're headed to one of Warcraft's most iconic locales, the Barrens, and we'll come face to face with the heroes that inhabit it, starting with one of the Horde's most iconic and well-known characters, a fierce loyalist, one-time war chief that embodies the honor, loyalty, and spirituality of the Horde, Shadowhunter Vol'jin. Shadowhunter Vol'jin is a neutral legendary that allows you to either bolster your own board or weaken that of your opponents. And to celebrate the announcement of Forged in the Barrens, this card is available for free for everyone later today. So log into Hearthstone and claim your free copy of Shadowhunter Vol'jin. And as a bonus, we're also giving away the brand new 30 Years of Blizzard card back. Next, we have another hero of the Horde who is making his first appearance in Hearthstone. The legendary Blade Master, Samuro, featuring the new keyword, Frenzy. Frenzy activates the first time a minion takes damage and survives. In Samuro's case, this can be used to clear your opponent's board. Heroes of the Horde, like Samuro, are famous for their combat prowess, but others, like Thrall, are known for their powerful elemental magic. Take a look at this new shaman spell, Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning is a spell in a new cycle of cards that rank up and become more powerful when you have 5 and 10 mana, ensuring that they're always useful at every stage in the game.
I'm not gonna lie, Hearthstone itself,
You'll also notice that they're categorized as nature spells. With Forged in the Barrens, we'll be permanently introducing spell schools across the entire game, which enables a whole host of exciting new strategies. And don't worry, members of the Alliance will be featuring some of your most beloved heroes and locales later this year. But what I love most about the Warcraft universe is its amazing characters. And our final announcement is our most ambitious addition to Hearthstone yet. It introduces a brand new way to play with your favorite heroes. Hearthstone Mercenaries. Mercenaries features strategic RPG gameplay, where you build teams consisting of some of the most iconic heroes and villains from the Warcraft universe, including timeless characters like the infamous Sylvanas Windrunner, and Ragnaros, the elemental lord of fire. You can also expect to see some of Hearthstone's fan favorites, like the unstoppable Devilsaur, King Crush, and the ever-growing Gruul the Dragon Slayer. You'll lead them in battle through highly replayable roguelike missions, where the map is randomly generated every time you play, and each node represents a unique challenge for your team to take on. Your heroes gain levels, new abilities, equipment, and can even evolve into more powerful versions of themselves. We're thrilled to finally show you Hearthstone Mercenaries. It is scheduled to launch later this year, and we'll have more to share with you down the road. Everything you've seen today is just a taste of what's coming in the Year of the Griffin. So don't forget to tune in to our deep dive panel after the opening ceremony, where we'll share more details on the core set, the new classic format, Forged in the Barrens, and our plans for Battlegrounds and Duels, as well as our upcoming single-player content. I want to thank the team for their amazing work. And on behalf of all of us at Hearthstone, we want to thank the many millions of you who play our game. Your dedication and support is what drives us to make awesome updates and pursue ambitious and fun ideas. We can't wait to kick off the Year of the Griffin with all of you, and we hope to see you in the game soon. Next up, you'll get an update on all things Diablo.
Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining us. I am so excited to kick off the Diablo segment of our show, and I am honored to be here on behalf of all of our Diablo teams to share the news and updates we have in store for you today. We've got a lot of Diablo to cover, and I hope you'll agree with me that it's a great time to be a member of this community. All right, let's kick things off with Diablo 4. We first shared our game with you during Blizzcon of 2019, and we've been truly humbled by your response. We've kept in touch through quarterly updates and sincerely appreciate the thoughts and valuable feedback you've provided as we unveil more and more of the game and share in its development. After all, Diablo belongs to you as much as it belongs to us. Most recently, we teased an update to our campfire screen, and savvy fans, of course, understood that we meant more than just the character lighting and fire visual effects. That's right. Today, we're happy to announce a brave new soul joining the barbarian, the sorcerer, and the druid on this dangerous journey back to Sanctuary.
Doing their phone.
That class is one of the most exciting things
I don't
you
think
can
so.
announce
Diablo
in a Diablo
4, but
game.
they have other.
This
They had
one
another game
is
that they announced
especially
for
exciting
mobile.
to me, as it's a re-envisioning of one of the first classes to ever appear in the series. Let's have a look.
May contain inappropriate. Then we have to read the rest of it.
Your prayers do not fall on deaf ears. Just now, they are being heard. There is justice within the light, but you have to be patient. Now, pray with me. May Akarat guide and protect me.
May Akarat guide and protect me.
May he shepherd my soul
May he shepherd my soul.
and grant it mercy.
And grant it mercy.
You're about to get assassinated.
What are you doing here? This is not the time.
But this is confession. And I have sinned.
Is that the left?
I was a thief who stole from those more fortunate.
Oh, that's the
I
ear.
strayed from your light and
How
found
many
my
ears do you
trail
have?
in the shadows.
Why are you taking the ears?
They call it murder.
She's after your ear.
Job well done.
Oh.
I am a thief, a heretic,
Okay.
a murderer, Father. Will
What are you gonna-
Akarat save me?
You mock our light. But those monsters were a scourge upon my flock. And you were the answer to their prayers.
Then we are settled, and you owe me.
The name you seek is... Thank the heavens for you.
Heavens? I assure you, Father,
Wait, she
the
didn't have it?
heavens didn't send me.
Rogue, new class of rogue. Diablo 4. Go back here. That's a key. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my. Yeah. This man had recorded that for 30.
The sound of that ear getting pierced by the hook is so brutal. I feel like it's gonna haunt me for a long time.
Wow,
I've been a huge fan of the Rogue ever since the original Diablo. Even
working
seeing
with the
them come
Rogue
back as
is
NPCs and
for
mercenaries
PvP.
in Diablo 2's Rogue Encampment served as a great bridge between the games. With the setting of Diablo 4 being a
Arrow
larger world
versus
than we've
PvP.
ever played in before, we're excited to show you not just what the successors to the original Rogues in the series have been up to since the fall of their order, but also what some of the other Rogues in the world of Sanctuary might look like. The mantra for Diablo 4 has been customization first, and the Rogue takes this to a whole new level. From the beginning, the Rogue has been an incredibly flexible class, able to adapt to any situation.
I'm moving way too quick.
Our goal is to let you create the kind of Rogue that you want to play. Whether it's an unrivaled archer modeled after the original Sisterhood, or a cloak and dagger rogue from the darkest alleys of Chaldeum, in Diablo 4, you will have the freedom to create the rogue that you imagine
Can't wait till
by customizing the
2025 for
looks,
these codes
the
to come out.
background, and the playstyle of your character. Please stick around for our segment later today, where I'll be joined by other members of the Diablo 4 team to share a closer look at the rogue class, as well as some of the open world gameplay that we're bringing to the game.
Spoilers, those severed ears are not just for show. But
Bro, she's
Diablo
actually-
4
Oh yeah.
is not the only Diablo game we're talking
this
about
one.
today.
If you're looking for an authentic Diablo experience on mobile, we've got you
Yeah, here
covered.
it comes.
Diablo Immortal has everything you'd expect from a AAA
Who
action
asked for
RPG.
this?
From the visceral combat and epic loot to an all-new story,
And this only
bridging the gap
exists in
between
order
the
to
events of
basically
Diablo 2
get,
and Diablo 3.
get money from China.
Later today, you can join the Immortal team, where they'll talk about some of the things they've learned
Wow,
from their
someone
recent
literally said
alpha
must.
test and what's next for the game.
But that's still not all. We have one last bit of very exciting Diablo news to cover.
When you hear us talk about the classes, the items, or the stories of the early Diablo games, you may have picked up
Some people
on the
actually happy
absolute
for that. I
reverent
swear people are getting
tone
pissed when they
we
first go out.
reserve for that golden era of Diablo.
What happened? You guys changed your mind.
Maybe you share that love of the classics, and just hearing us talk about them makes you want to take on Mephisto or Baal one more time. Or maybe even for the first time. After all, some of our favorite moments happened a long time ago, and not just in Sanctuary years. If so, we have a special surprise for you today. Let's check it out.
Yeah. More Diablo.
How was it not yours, a wanderer? Now you know what I seek, Marius. Were these the demons from... Don't do it! It seems not I'm not exempt. Look at it under me. Arise, Diablo, Lord of Terror.
20 years ago.
Though this be our darkest hour, it may yet be your greatest moment.
This is hard to mobile. PC console with cost progression.
Not even death can save you from me.
What a Diablo 2 Resurrection. PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch.
After more than 20 years, the Dark Wanderer has returned. And once again, he travels east. Always east. Diablo 2 is a landmark game for Blizzard. Diablo 2 Resurrected is a full HD remaster of both the original game and the expansion,
Sounds like Why Not Kiss 3.
It takes the
No games are going on
2D
the
sprite-based
old
classic
generation.
that we love and brings it into the present in 3D, utilizing up-to-date graphical rendering and lighting technologies. It also includes modernizing all 27 minutes of cinematics, recreated shot for shot with the explicit intention of preserving both the look and the pacing of the original movies. Blizzard has a long history of games that we're proud of. And when we think about Diablo 2, we think about it as a definitive pillar in our foundation. Now, it's funny to think that some of you weren't even born when D2 was released, which makes it all the more important that we deliver an authentic experience wherever you play. We want everyone to relive their memories or experience the game for the very first time on their platform of choice. And so we're excited to bring Diablo 2 Resurrected
on all platforms,
PC and console, along with cross progression. And for those of you who are in love with the original and you just wish it worked more seamlessly on modern computers, you can bring back all of that nostalgia exactly as you remember and enjoy the game in its original 2D form, much like we did with StarCraft Remastered. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about. Later today, Diablo speedrunner Mr. Llama will host a roundtable with members of the development team on the dedicated Diablo channel. If you are a Diablo 2 fan, I encourage you to take a look. So, from Diablo 2 Resurrected to Burning Crusade Classic to the Blizzard Arcade Collection, it's a whole lot of looking back. And while we have teams dedicated to bringing these timeless experiences into your hands, It's actually a very small percentage of our developers working on these projects. Far more people are working on the future of Blizzard. And in addition to what we'll be talking about during the show, we can't wait to tell you even more about our plans over the course of this year and beyond. If you had asked us 30 years ago what gaming would look like today, none of us could have predicted the current Blizzard lineup of games. The advances in technology are one thing, but it's really what those advances have enabled that's even more incredible. If you think about the people who play games and the communities that have grown up around them, the way people can connect instantly, no matter where they are in the world, the way people are increasingly able to express their identity and celebrate who they are through their favorite games, communities, and platforms. The explosion of things like streaming, cosplay, and esports. It would have been hard to imagine any of that 30 years ago. And at Blizzard, that is what excites us about the next 30 years. There is so much that we're working on. And some of it you already know about. The rest, we look forward to talking to you about it when the time is right. Just like the real world, the worlds of Warcraft, Diablo, StarCraft, Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, and Hearthstone are diverse, expansive,
there's 9 minutes left to 11.
Full of potential. We are not only iterating on the experiences that you've come to expect from us, we're also exploring different ways to express our worlds and welcome more players from more places into them. And we aspire to continue to lead on priorities like accessibility and toxicity control.
Overwatch rest might know it's coming out.
Continue supporting causes that have a positive impact on the real world. We want to continue to bring those same feelings of joy and achievement that we all felt when we first defeated the Lich King, or beat Diablo on hardcore mode. Because when we geek out on those experiences with others,
yeah, didn't play those games and didn't have anyone to play those games with, so those experiences are not in my book.
There are new Blizzard worlds that we haven't visited quite yet. And when we do finally unveil those games and experiences, our hope is that you will see in them what we do. That no matter who you are or where you're from, they are spaces where you can create new stories, forge new friendships, and make memories worthy of lasting a lifetime. And through it all, our mission statement of being dedicated to creating the most epic entertainment experiences ever, along with our core values, led by gameplay first, will continue to guide our way. So on behalf of everyone at Blizzard, thank you for being on this journey. For me personally, it is the honor of my professional life to serve you, and the honor of all of us at Blizzard to be the caretakers of the worlds that you play in. We are so excited for what's to come this year, next year, and the next 30 years. Now, what's coming next for the show? Well, it depends on where you watch. For those of you looking for an update on Overwatch, check out the behind-the-scenes look into the development of Overwatch 2 over on their dedicated channel right after the conclusion of opening ceremonies.
Okay.
There, you'll hear about Overwatch 2, new content, new features, including new maps, hero missions, talent trees,
we're gonna do that in a bit.
And more of what we think will make Overwatch 2 a unique gameplay experience.
After this one ends,
World of Warcraft, Diablo, and Hearthstone, you'll get a closer look at their respective channels.
Overwatch is still going on.
And on the dedicated strategy channel, some StarCraft legends will be going head-to-head in epic competition. Once again, welcome to Blizzcon Line. Be good to one another. Welcome home. Before we kick things off, here's a little something from a previous BlizzCon headliner.
Overwatch is still going on. Lol. Overwatch is gonna start up in about 5 minutes or so. Well, you can watch that later. World of Warcraft has its day one going on. Open tower is done. We've got this. There's all this crap. I've got behind the scenes before. Behind the scenes are through here. Yeah. 17,000 people hopped onto this stand. Someone wrote dead game, then why are you here? Like why are you here if it's a dead game, man? Yum. Okay. So Blizzard Entertainment. Whoa. There are 35,000 people. I mean, 235,000 people watching. Blizzard Entertainment official channel. That's what it's just to make like clear. There's a minute left till it hits 11. I've got 5 extra minutes, which is like a long. I'm not gonna lie. And for some reason it's frozen. Why? Nothing's happening yet. This is 11, so they should be showing some cartoons and stuff. Then they'll be showing deep dive of World of Warcraft. There's the animation.
I'm king of the world!
It's just too insane.
For the Horde! For Lordaeron!
Just watching him.
For the Horde! For Lordaeron!
We've got 4 more minutes left. Overwatch as well.
What can I do for you? 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 What can I do?
Your death will.
Lost Michaels.
Morta Vespa Gaia Inu.
Diablo 2. Yeah, 3 more minutes.
Strike with great vengeance!
Oh, this is World of Warcraft. That was Warcraft. This is just a time lapse of the game.
You are not prepared! Frostmourne hungers for your soul. Your time has come.
StarCraft 2. Oh, dead. 2 more minutes left. Go back to Diablo 3.
Strange. Greetings to you. Seems you're ready for the real thing.
There's the Blizzcon.
Watch your back.
Overwatch.
Hey, look at me!
Oh, looks like we got an audience.
I'm getting good at this.
There's a minute left.
I am in the groove.
Turret online.
Surprise! Piece of cake.
Lol. That's it. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Should stop now. Show us behind the scenes of Watch 2. It's already 5. There it comes, finally show it. Okay, here it is. We finally get some Overwatch content. Hey, finally, boys, we're in.
Welcome everybody to
Hey,
BlizzCon.
Jeff.
We know that you all want to hear more about Overwatch 2. Allow us to invite you behind the scenes to explain more of what we're doing and why.
Everybody, please hit record. Fingers crossed.
We lost Scott.
It's off to a good start.
This is going great.
We've been assembling one of the best teams that I have ever worked with.
I'm nervous.
And I'm so
you're
proud
excited.
of the progress that we have made together.
We really liked the stylized drop down.
Imagine that it's coming forward, boom, boom, just starts to spin. The scale and the scope of this game have meant that we've needed to grow substantially.
We have to.
Sorry. Let me start.
Overall, I think we've done incredibly well as a team moving to work from home.
Oh, shadow play.
There have definitely been challenges, but the team is really putting everything we've got behind this game.
To me, it's the next big step in the Overwatch universe. New heroes,
What the
game
heck?
modes, major story
Wait for
beats.
2 seconds and I hear.
With competitive and PvE, I see Overwatch 2 as the Overwatch for all of my friends.
You know, we're always inspired by what great franchise development does with the animated shorts. We really wanted to bring that cinematic experience into the game.
You can invest in your heroes and grow them over time. I'm super geeked out about Overwatch 2.
I can't wait for people to play this game. It just gets better and better.
There are some things that we just can't do without a sequel. So thank you so much for your patience so far,
Finally, someone who's
and I
chill.
hope you enjoy this behind the
Not
scenes
when I play
look
games, that is.
at Overwatch 2.
Yeah, more reserved still. Anyways.
All of our players at home, they want to see one of the new maps that we've never talked about before.
Yeah, everyone's
Really,
seen
I can
Mad
just
Fanatics.
I can just talk about anything that I want to.
Yes.
You're serving this up to the guy that is like unintentionally leaked information in past interviews.
The whistleblowers.
You can do it officially now.
Okay, so one of the maps that I'm most excited for in Overwatch 2 is our Rome map.
Ooh, looks nice.
We always want Overwatch to feel like this globe-trotting adventure for our players. So we're having a lot of fun coming up with the Overwatch version of Rome.
We wanted a very romantic, sort of this powerful feeling of old world architecture. One of the most exciting things for me is the early building of these maps, where we get to sit down together with key people from the environment team, level designers, effects groups. We'll spend some time talking about moments in the game that we really want to see, like the Colosseum or a grand view of the hills of Rome in the backdrop. And then we'll go back and do a paint over, or we'll do a concept painting of certain things based on that.
We try to draw inspiration from as many different sources as possible. For example, one of our environment artists had just taken a trip to Rome, and he returned with thousands of pictures and was so excited to work on a map set in Italy.
There's a lot of ancient architecture in Rome that represents the empire that it used to be. So we brought some of that back. Some of the things that are destroyed in real life, we kind of rebuilt in a kind of an Overwatch style.
It's one of the most beautiful pieces of environment art that I think we've made for the entire game, and it just absolutely took my breath away.
Yeah, it's a payload map. Or is it the
Can we
push one? They
reveal
added the
more
new push
maps?
system.
Yes, Scott. Scott, why don't you have the honor? Why don't you reveal, like, is there an artified, like, let's pick an artified one.
I know what map I want to talk about. It's the one that I just get super excited about. New York City.
New York City.
New York City is just an amazing Overwatch location.
Let's see it.
We're really striving to make it as authentic as possible while still putting this Overwatch spin on it.
There's a lot of amazing buildings and architecture pieces that just, especially for artists, stands out a lot. And they usually use this kind of Art Deco style from the 1920s, 1950s.
We started in an area that's a little bit like the village. There's some smaller shops there. There's a fire station, little pizza places and things that people that are familiar with New York City will either recognize or maybe see the reference that we're trying to make with some of our different locations. It feels like something you haven't seen in other games before because it's uniquely Overwatch.
Well, we should move on. Otherwise, we just have to reveal more maps. So we were talking about PvP. And, you know, one thing that I think is really interesting about PvP in Overwatch 2 is some of the philosophical changes we're making to the approach.
PvP feels different and new. We're upgrading our combat feel. The roles are playing differently. When it comes to all new maps, it's a pretty big departure from where we are on live right now. So I can't wait to see where we end up with it by the time we launch. I can't remember if it was true or not.
We're also experimenting with the idea we call role passives, which are passive abilities that a hero can have based on what role they are. For example, currently in our internal builds, the tank heroes all have knockback reduction against them, and they also generate less ultimate charge for enemies that are shooting at them. Damage dealing heroes have a movement speed bonus, which is great for flanking around the map. And healing heroes, support heroes have automatic healing that kicks in after they haven't taken damage for a while, very similar to Mercy's passive, but a little bit of a lower rate.
One of the more shocking changes that we've been exploring in Overwatch 2 PvP is a change to the tank role entirely. That's applied to all of the tanks. We want to try to make them more toe-to-toe brawlers and less characters that just stand back and protect other people.
So, for example, for Reinhardt, we've given him 2 charges of fire strikes, so he can throw fire strikes a lot more aggressively and more often. Also, his charge, he's able to cancel it now, and you can steer it more aggressively, so you can, you know, not quite turn a corner, but you can definitely more accurately pin targets, and because you can cancel it, it allows you to use it much more aggressively and you know, really go after those key targets without feeling like you're going to sacrifice you know, all of your positioning, everything to get there. He's almost more terrifying now with this, be able to unleash his full arsenal more often than
you can now. You no longer need to be like the smart charges anymore.
The changes to Reinhardt that we're trying,
cancel at any
and
time.
they might not ship. That's just the reality. But the changes that we're trying right now are to try to embrace more of that instinct that players have when they want to play a big burly character that looks aggressive and feels like it should be aggressive.
That is too.
Shortly after BlizzCon, we spun up this group, our combat field group, to really just work on what happens when a player holds the trigger.
We're putting a ton of effort into looking at all of our characters and trying to give them even a more visceral weapon feel.
From sound to VFX to animation to the design of these units, all new sounds for a lot of our weapons in the game, and a whole new sound system that's driving it. And we didn't just level up a unit, we leveled up the rest of the game.
Ooh, that's a new hero.
When we first started working on Overwatch, you know, we spent quite a bit of time working on gunfire sounds and just general combat feel to make it feel really awesome.
You can tell
we're revisiting pretty much everything. Nothing's off the table, so we're looking at even kind of small things such as quick melee attacks that every hero has. So they have kind of new audio pass and a new kind of feel and visual effect when you hit things.
One of the bigger efforts we're undertaking for Overwatch 2 is what we're calling our Weapon 2.0 sound pass. What this is a big overhaul to the weapon systems in the game. That means the way the gun feels in your hands, you could feel the ammo running out as you're getting lower on the clip. We've really tried to amplify those sounds to better encapsulate the gameplay and the gunplay that comes with Overwatch 2. Another key for the weapons was getting them to feel like they're in the environment. This meant working with convolution reverb. It's a new system that we've implemented into Overwatch. It's a way that we can capture the acoustics of an environment and transport it onto the sounds that we're using. So we went and captured tales of guns in different environments through our weapon shoots. And then we've cut them and applied it so that we can support a lot more environments. Now we're sporting outdoor, urban outdoor, warehouse tails, tight tunnels, small rooms, and it gives a lot more presence to the weapons and the way that they react in the world.
The shooter genre has evolved a lot since Overwatch 1 came out. On top of that, I think we really want to push the visceral nature of how we do combat. So we focused a lot, not just on the wonderful sound effects, but also with how the gun moves as you shoot. You know, so you can really feel every single shot leaving the chamber. And there's a lot of subtle little tweaks we have to do on the gameplay engineering side to make that feel really visceral. Everything from making sure that the camera shakes are crisp, making sure that if you get shot, you know exactly these tight indicators show up on the outside of your reticle. All these things play into making the game feel not just tight and responsive, but also modern and up to date. Take 76, for example. What we wanted to do in Overwatch 2 with his weapon was make it really feel incredibly powerful, and that happens with a bunch of different elements that mix together. But it really feels like the gun is almost just outside of your control. A lot of that comes down to this camera shake technology, where every time you fire the weapon, you want to feel like it's running through your entire body, and the camera shake gives that extra bite to every single shot out of the chamber. It makes him feel really great.
You guys got a sneak peek of Sojourn from last BlizzCon. She's been under development for quite a while, and she's actually quickly at this point become a lot of people's favorites in-house. When we look back at Overwatch when it was originally created, there was a lot of heroes that were made from a gameplay standpoint kind of surrounding a weapon type. For example, Pharah was based on a rocket launcher hero. Widowmaker is clearly like kind of the sniper.
They really changed
But there was a weapon that
Looks
was
more
kind
rusty.
of missing that would be a lot of fun to play with, and that's a railgun. It's so much fun in the playtest to have this really powerful shot that can, rip through enemies if you really are accurate with it. And she's all about that aim skill. So if you got that aim skill, you'll love her.
We're still exploring new game modes, and we're also reevaluating older game modes that people are more critical of. We're of the mindset maybe 2CP doesn't exist in Overwatch 2, and maybe there's a new cool game mode that replaces it. We really want Overwatch 2 to feel like the next evolution, a true sequel to the first game, not an add-on. It's not a small part. It's not an extension of the original game. This is an evolution and a replacement to the original game, and I think it's exciting. Hero missions are probably one of the things that's the hardest to wrap your head around if you've never played one of them.
The story mission and the hero missions, which is just
the
replayable.
goal around hero missions is for these to be this co-op PvE experience.
I personally only play competitive mode. Like, I'm all about that competition. And I have friends that they don't want to do that at all. So I'm really looking forward to a game that I can play hours and hours with my friends who aren't in competitive, and it's also something that I'm interested in.
Hero missions are the content that people are playing as they are leveling up their heroes. And so for a system like this to really sing, you need a lot of missions. We don't want players to feel like they're just in this grind to get to the top.
And there's a lot of really, really good back-end technology that we're exploring so that the heroes are constantly bringing their personality and some light story to these hero missions as well.
The goal is to make as many as possible, hundreds of hero missions. We've explored a lot of different ways of getting to that much content. So have like different sets of enemy units that people will be fighting against, and there's different hero mission types. At the same time, hero missions can take place in all of the multiplayer maps that we've done, and we're also adding new spaces onto some of these maps.
Is that London?
It's a huge challenge for the art team. We take maps that a lot of people love and recognize, and we have to add a lot more art and level design to it.
In this one hero mission playtest, we came up to an area in Kings Row that usually has a gate on it. Suddenly that gate opened and I saw a new area of Kings Row that I had never seen before.
You may be playing a payload game type, and the payload may decide to take this new route instead of going the usual route.
That was really, really cool. It was like this eye-opening special moment.
That's true, there is a lot of like doors that don't even open.
Our lead tech artist on the environment side, very early on our own free time, made a prototype of a sandstorm on the Temple of Anubis map.
And at the time, we didn't know what we wanted to do with that, but it looked awesome.
We looked at it and went, oh my God, we absolutely have to do this.
So we put some new technology in place that allows us to do this dynamically. You start the mission off, clear day. Midway through the mission, suddenly this sandstorm or heavy weather would show up.
It made the world just feel so much more alive.
There's a sunset, daytime, nighttime, but depending on where you are in the world, these look different. California or Hollywood would have what we call a California sun. In New Bonnie, there's a great African sun that happens there. You start to get a sense of space and mood. This is what really brings the levels to life.
For me, the dynamic world's exciting. Just seeing these dramatic landscapes, the wind and the atmosphere
really
blowing by. It's a much more cinematic experience for the player.
Before you start a mission, you look at a map. It's nighttime in Necropolis, or there's a sandstorm in Necropolis. Players can make some comp choices based on knowing this information. Characters like Hanzo or Widowmaker start to be a little more valuable because they have abilities that allow them to see through the sand more clearly.
Are we going to talk about any of the types of objectives in hero missions?
Yeah, let's talk about the objectives. Players are being asked to do different things from one hero mission to the next so that they all feel really fresh to the player.
For example, we have Gather and Return, where you're trying to go and grab these different canisters to kind of safeguard them so they don't go off and affect the population in a negative way. It creates this really cool tension in the world where on the one hand you're trying to split up and go grab all these canisters to be as efficient as possible, but at the same time now you're having these sort of special enemy units spawn that are really difficult, and if you kind of get caught by yourself, it turns into a pretty bad situation really quickly. And it feels extremely cooperative and like a very different way to interact with the Overwatch universe.
We're experimenting with all sorts of ideas, and just internally we have names like Wall of Death, Scavenger Hunt, and Kill Quest, and all these new mechanics and enemies for people to experience. Players will be able to jump in night after night, play different hero missions, and then work through the progression system, leveling up their hero.
I feel like someone's gonna just complete everything within a day. Give them a day, they'll finish everything.
At BlizzCon in 2019, we started to talk about progression, and we showed the very early version of our talent system, which I think was really cool. We had that one talent where like May became the rolling snowball, which was a big hit. We've really blown that system out.
I'm real excited about talents. You can play the same hero in so many different ways. Now with the skill tree, you can have fun every night doing different things and kind of experimenting.
The talent system is like really deep and rich, and every single hero has different trees. You might open up 76's tree, and as you're leveling and picking new talents, you're starting to feel your hero change. We've had some pretty hilarious versions of the healing one where his biotic field travels with him. It also repulses enemies. We called it the snowplow build, where 76 is like running through spaces, pushing enemies away from them.
Designing these is super fun because it's like we get to break all the rules that we've sort of established for ourselves, and we get to really take the gloves off and do crazy things like Junkrat can dual-wield grenade launchers, and we've had Mercy be able to area effect res their whole team at once at super long range through walls. It's been a ton of fun, kind of like mad scientists making all this stuff.
You're all used to using these kind of kinetic weapons like Soldier 76's rifle or fire attack like what Reinhardt's Flame Strike does. As soon as you start to mutate these things with talents, all of a sudden maybe you're doing freeze damage or electrical damage. But it gives the animators a bunch of crazy opportunities. You know, the animations are going to change to show them freezing and shattering. And if you shock someone with a lightning attack, they can shake in place and stun, maybe chain to other enemies. All sorts of stuff to make you feel like you're controlling the battlefield in novel ways.
As a huge RPG nerd myself, the first time I opened up the talent tree systems, it was like, oh my gosh, this is speaking my love language. Like, I just want to plan, and I want to see like where do I want to invest, and how am I going to play this character?
Yes, it's so great. And you start at the bottom of the tree. Like,
yes,
oh my,
exactly.
Like Tracer gets to do what?
Did Winston have
And then you start working and kind of planning how you're going to get down there. It's like, it's so fun.
No, it was Hanzo. Hanzo had what you call a lock on arrow. Enemy unit.
When we look back at BlizzCon 2019 and we talk about some of the criticisms that we had, One of them, as a development team, that we felt was that the combat was just not engaging enough. So the fact that our combat wasn't highly engaging to us as players meant that we had a problem with the enemy units and that they just weren't feeling interesting enough.
Just because we show something to the public, it doesn't mean that that is what it's going to be. If we make discoveries where things aren't working how we want, they're not reading how we want, they're not fun enough, we're totally down to reinvestigate, reiterate, and just really find ways to level kind of all aspects of things until they feel good.
I would say a major focus of all of 2020 was to make the null sector enemy units more engaging. And some of this was adding new units and evolving other units that we had.
Interesting combat for us is varied combat for us.
It was like
so
2023,
sometimes we're going to ask you to protect something in Overwatch 2. Sometimes we're just going to ask you to get someplace. Sometimes we might ask you to escort something across a map while it's being attacked. And so it's a different type of spawning, and it's a different type of units that are in there, and it's a simpler objective.
There's a lot of units Aaron is talking about. Lots of different units, lots of different types. They serve different purposes. You do different things to them. It's really going to help a lot of us find the fun and make sure that Overwatch 2 is a blast.
One of those sets of enemies is what we internally call objective units. And they're typically units that don't even attack players. The simplest version would be something like the Breacher.
It's two legs with this huge bomb on its back. It was built to do one thing: slowly and methodically march towards its objective, and then it transforms, and the bomb opens up like a flower, starts spinning and charging up, and you hear this awesome sound, and you know you have a little bit of time before it's going to explode, and you have to take it out.
Little things were from,
we have units like the slicers, which you guys have seen before. They're little, ones. We call them the chickens. Like little chicken snares. They run really fast. You know, we have a guy we're experimenting with right now who flies and drops these bombs that create these kind of ever-expanding smoke fields that you have to escape from, but because they're super deadly. So you really get to use your mobility options to kind of escape that.
There's things like the Polar. You could be moving through these darker alleys, and as soon as you hear that Polar spawn, it suddenly becomes like really spooky and kind of scary.
This very tall, elegant-looking character that's blindfolded, 3 orbs that circle around her as her eyes, and we basically spun those orbs around her head as a big tell, launched them at the player, and then it activates this tractor beam, and it's bringing you in, and then you get this awesome like anticipation of the hair opening up so you know what's about to happen.
One thing we've just recently been experimenting with is this idea of elite units. We didn't want the elite units to feel like they're just, oh, this guy's got double health and double damage. We want to make sure the elite units feel like they have different behaviors and have different attacks. So, for example, an Omnic Grunt, normally he fires his gun, he dies pretty simply. If you fight elite grunts, his weapon fires in a burst fire pattern. It's very deadly if you're close. And if you manage to take them out, they don't just die right away. They instead can crawl on the ground towards you, and you try to back away because if they get to you, they can explode.
Artillery at BlizzCon. We're all just staring at this, and we're like, what are we going to do to level this up?
One of the things we really felt wasn't coming through was the damage states. We intend for players to shoot these guns off, but currently it's not reading as something that can happen in the game easily.
We change the design, we change the animation, and we go back and forth and just continually iterate.
We decided, hey, you know what? We're gonna just delete half of these damage states, so now it's super readable.
From an animation standpoint, we decided on the spinning barrel version. Just did this really nice kickback. The tip of the barrel opens up when it's about to fire and shifts into place, and boom!
It's really amazing to be fighting an artillery unit, and you can see the guns on the side, and as you're shooting the guns, they're actually visibly taking damage, and then you can blow them off, and it reacts and kind of stumbles to the side, and really makes you feel like you're there, and it's super fun.
In a lot of the stuff we've showed so far, you're fighting null sector. These are evil killing machines intent on marching you down. The way you're going to stop them is by shooting them. And we want to make sure that feels responsive and visceral. Really making sure that when they take a hit, it feels like their whole body has been punched, almost like hit by a truck. That's what really sells this fantasy that you're playing these superheroes. One of the cool pieces of technology that we created was what we call chain hit reactions. Oftentimes you'll find null sector bunched up, marching maybe a half a dozen units abreast. You expect if you shoot one, they're gonna knock into their buddies. So we make that happen. Turns out it's really fun too.
The hell was that? Did they just shoot each other?
One of the things that we showed last year at Blizzcon was the new looks for our heroes. The theory kind of going in was like, you want to preserve the essence of your hero, but also kind of show that heroes evolved and kind of changed and moved forward.
With the
So
mechanics,
we have a lot more new looks. So I'm excited to see how players and fans react to all of the ones that we've done so far.
Nice.
Maybe we'll share some of those new looks today, which would be cool.
We're going to reveal McCree's new look for Overwatch 2 as well as Pharah, and we're really excited to show off some of our first villains with Reaper and Widowmaker. But first I wanted to talk a little bit about technical wear, kind of like technical clothing. What that really is using very techie fabrics, as well as having very intricate but functional straps designed in a way that is very aesthetically pleasing. With McCree, we took a couple of different approaches. He's got this classic cowboy look that it's really hard to mess with, because if you try to make him too sophisticated or too techie, it might not feel right for the character. But as a concept artist, you always want to change things around and try different shapes and silhouettes. So we did identify as Red Serape as the main thing for McCree. We also tried a couple different things with
He looks same, but like
we didn't really want to mess with that too much, because that's a very iconic part of him. So that's another piece that we kept. We tried some retro cowboy looks that mixed in some tech here and there. Some that were a little bit more techie than others, some that were a little bit more classic cowboy. We gave him a little bit of a longer beard, and it really gives him a nice kind of like a more aged look. What's different about Pharah than some of our other heroes is Pharah's completely covered in armor. We didn't want to change her silhouette too much. It's more about experimenting on different colors. So it felt really appropriate for her to be the one to harken back to those original Overwatch colors of white and blue. One of the things that we wanted to update on Pharah was her visor. Instead of being completely opaque and reflective, we tried a little bit more of a transparent approach, and being able to see through it a little bit now allows us to see some more of her emotions. Reaper was actually the ones I was very excited to work on, because I could see a lot of potential in how we can integrate his cloak and his cowl and his armor, and how we can make all those shapes really sing within that classic, Reaper silhouette. We tried a couple takes with the first pass, like completely silver arms, more layers to his jacket. Reaper's mask is obviously pretty sacred to us, but the thing you'll notice immediately is that it's now completely silver. Instead of the bone white, he's got this like almost like deadly edgy silver that just gives him that classic Reaper look. With Widowmaker, we started with the idea stage, exploring a breadth of ideas. We tried things like a more insectoid approach, treasure hunter. One of them made her feel like a classic Bond villain, so we kind of steered it back towards one of the more cyberpunk looking ones, almost like a futuristic femme fatale, which is basically what Widowmaker is, but she even feels more upgraded. So I'm super glad that we went down this route. We played with different hairstyles too. Widowmaker has the really long ponytail that's really a key part of her look. And we really liked the hairstyle on one of the designs that was more of a braid, and it was really interesting look that also preserves Widowmaker's original silhouette with that long ponytail.
We've been working a lot with our domino engine and making our cloth look better. Now that we have this cloth tech, we're going to be able to make some really cool, unique silhouettes that will help them stand out from other heroes. We put a lot of time and effort into our face rig, and what I mean by that is we're gonna be able to get really close to these characters, and it's gonna feel really cool. It is absolutely worth the time and the effort to invest in the technology, and that way we can make these characters do more things that we haven't really been able to do before.
It's been super exciting working on the new looks for Overwatch 2, and it's just been so inspiring to watch the team try things that we've never tried before, and I just can't wait to show off more in the future.
Sombra's a part of the story development.
Overwatch 2 is probably the largest opportunity we've had since the inception of the franchise to really expand what Overwatch even means to our players. In 0 Hour, we saw that some of the heroes got back together, but we're also seeing that there seems to be a second huge Omnic uprising. We're gonna learn who's behind that uprising, why that's happening, how globally spread is it.
The story and franchise development group, they were really the torchbearers of what the big story is that we were going to tell for this game.
We have a lot of interaction with them. They're working on in-game cinematic intros and outros for every one of our story missions.
It's been really great to see this collaboration grow and develop. The story is just a little more integrated into our missions than it ever really has been before. All the available heroes get dialogue for a given mission. We have NPCs. We have multiple hero choices.
We have all sorts of events that are happening that are driving players to interact with each other or parts of the environment or other characters.
The world of Overwatch is this bright, shiny future. So how do you take that bright, shiny future and create conflict in it? How dark can the world of Overwatch go?
The different challenges that these characters are going to have to overcome in Overwatch 2 are things that they haven't ever dealt with before or dealt with on this scale. So what we had to do was literally strip it down to the bare bones of where are these characters in their lives. Overwatch has been disbanded, and now there's a situation where the world's in trouble again, and the world needs the heroes again, but they're not allowed to be doing what they were supposed to be doing.
We started to book these off-site locations so we could brainstorm over and over different versions of what the Overwatch 2 story campaign could be.
And we basically had these whiteboards that we were carting around everywhere.
The room was filled with whiteboards, and we would just write every day story beats with the characters and who was doing what and where. And oh my gosh, we forgot this character.
We had these giant sticky notes, and each one of them would be a mission with a bunch of notes on it. You know, somebody say, well, what if we moved Rio to the end? And they'd physically grab it off the wall and stick it on the end.
And we did this for a while, you know, until we all felt that it was pretty close to what we wanted.
Then we could send it to our writers' rooms. The writers' rooms then had a much clearer direction of where we wanted this process to go.
Ultimately, we come up with something that we think is right for the game. And then we pitch it back to the game team, and they point out everything that we missed.
And that allows us to actually back up and go and make it right and make it better.
Because the scale of this story is so huge, it takes place over the whole world, basically. It just requires a constant iteration, constant refinement to make the story as best as we
They really
make
did
it.
for a lot of time.
Writing, we go to storyboards. The storyboards get crafted with the edit. From there, it'll go to a previs department where they'll start to flesh it out in 3D. Once we've kind of figured out our camera work and our cinematography, that'll then go to the animation department. And then we end up going right into the game engine.
Ooh, relic nice.
One of our challenges was to figure out how to integrate this story and this narrative with the gameplay.
You saw the fear in his eyes. He got scared.
Intro cinematic ends with this huge battle, this huge war. When you get into the game, it has to mesh and feel the exact same way and blend together.
Oh, that scene with like Genji and Zen.
You really are also trying to get the music to be equally as consistent from in-game cinematics straight through to the mission. Adam Burgess, our lead composer, has been working with the IGC team, with the game team, developing themes for all the heroes, all of the locations.
As the cinematic director, whatever we're crafting should never override the gameplay. We want to make sure that the player's experience going from the cinematic to the gameplay is seamless and it feels like a completely immersive experience.
The engineers, we have to find a way to actually make that come to fruition. The choreo tool is a tool that allows people to coordinate different events to happen at the same time. Like in Rio, if you played our demo, one of the buildings explodes. And so that kind of event needs to happen as you're running by, and you need to have it timed, because if it blows up too early, then you don't see it. It allows story moments in missions that interact with the environment, that interact with our characters.
The new tech, the new abilities that we have now are allowing us to push our storytelling farther than we could have previously.
What's also really powerful about choreo is that, you know, if somebody has an idea, they can mock things up really quickly.
We got to show the Widowmaker making this awesome introduction. And Casey was able to quickly put a really rough prototype in choreo. And Philip would come in and on the fly, he's making quick changes. They play tested something that would normally take weeks. It was done in like a matter of days.
Each story mission has its own custom map built for it, and these maps are absolutely gigantic.
India is one of our biggest maps, and it's a fun map because it has a few story beats that we've taken from recent comics and characters in the game.
We've written a history for each city so that the cities feel lived in. And I think that informs the artists so that they know like what it is that the city has been through.
Gothenburg was our chance to show Torbjorn's workshop. We created a space that kind of fits his height. So there's step ladders and scalable tables. We designed the space as if we were a Torb, you know? Molten steel is pouring out of walls. It's pretty epic when you walk into it. Toronto is under siege by Null Sector. When the players arrive here, there's a dynamic snowstorm. So as you make your way through the level, the snow is slowly building up. Suddenly by the end, the characters are caught in this gigantic snowstorm and they must fight their way through.
In Overwatch 2, we want to give you choice to be able to play this character or that character. So we're designing a lot of systems around how their relationships develop over the course of the story missions in the campaign.
Yeah.
We have a cast of many characters, all on screen, all at the same time.
That's a lot
and it's
of people.
fantastic to actually see them all interacting and working together in ways that we've never actually seen. We've always thought about it and hoped for it, but now it's actually happening.
It actually requires us to have a whole new branching dialogue system. If you happen to have Genji and Mercy in the second mission of the game, you might get different dialogue that's about their relationship.
Our voice actors bring the characters to life in ways that everybody has fallen in love with, from inside Blizzard to the fans. Just to hear this collection of actors all together, all interacting, has been a real treat.
Hammer down!
I wish people could see how many people are involved when it comes to something like telling the story of Overwatch. It doesn't just come from a singular person, it comes from a group, and it's a really talented, fun group that all works together.
We've been developing what we hope is one of the best stories ever. There's some key story moments that I'm really excited about, and I really can't wait to see how people react to it.
Do we get a release date? In conclusion,
we've been talking about the game, about this universe. I know you all love it so much.
Right now, we can sit down and have a night of Overwatch 2 and have it be a really fun experience. And I think we need some more time till we can say it's perfectly polished in the way that we want it.
We've made such incredible strides since we first announced this and showed it to the community at Blizzcon in 2019.
The thing that I'm most excited about is that moment when we hand the game over to the players.
Yeah.
We want to create something that really moves people, really touches people.
That's why we do it. We create the game because we want it to become part of your life and for you to experience it.
For Overwatch 2, we're upping the bar.
It's kind of 5 games in one. It's a huge undertaking.
The new tech and the new aesthetics for the new looks bring you closer to the characters that you love, and we're just getting started.
The fidelity of the gameplay experience is much richer.
We are making cinematics that push the boundary of what we can do to tell stories.
We want this dynamic world. We want things to feel alive.
I'm really looking forward to being able to expand the world of Overwatch for our players.
We're really trying to tell this epic story.
In order to make a game great, it takes time, energy, collaboration.
We have just an incredibly professional team of designers and artists and engineers.
We just love bringing this world to you guys. So many cool characters. It's just a blast working on it.
Our goal is for Overwatch 2 to be the worthy successor to the first game, to be the next evolution, and to be a true sequel.
We have big plans, so thank you for sticking with us.
We're gonna cross the finish line, and I know it's gonna be awesome.
I hope people just end up loving playing it over and over.
That's what we want to try and capture. I'm jumping in, I'm playing, let's go be heroes.
No, I guess that's the end of that. It looks really, really good, and I want to play, but we need to find out when the hell is it coming out. Yeah, that's the skin that they're giving out if you buy it. Virtual ticket.
Dolby is a proud partner of BlizzCon Online. Watch Shock vs. the World in Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, only in the Dolby Access app. Coca-Cola, the official refreshment of BlizzCon Online.
ready for some fireworks. You'll like this one.
Greetings. Our fates are entwined.
They showed us a lot of good things, but my god.
Rally at my position.
Rally at my position.
I feel unstoppable.
The best gets better.
Let me show you how it's done. Turning up the heat. I'm ready. Give me your best shot.
새해 복 많이 받으세요. You can't catch me.
I've got you in my sights.
Now we're moving.
There ain't more in A to die.
Lights out. I've still got it.
Oh. I think that's the end of the event. They're still going on for the other stuff, but I don't think there's any more additions to Overwatch. They've got Voice of Overwatch at 11.5, which is just talking about the character. So Overwatch 2's announcement is over. It's just extra stuff.
Hello and welcome to Blizzcon Line. My name is Andrea Toyas. I'm the Senior Casting and Voice Director at Blizzard. It's my great honor and privilege to be charged with finding all the great voices for your favorite games and bringing them to life in the studio. And today, I'm losing my mind with joy because I'm in shock that we get to do yet another voice actor panel, Voices of Overwatch, featuring our beloved characters from our most beloved game. I know it's crazy times, I know it's uncertain and scary and hard, but just know that we at Blizzard and all of our actors and people that we work with think of you and love you every day, and I know that you know that I mean that. So here we are now with Voices of Overwatch. And on top of that, I want to tell you something else because I feel like I have to talk about this. Look what can you see? I hope the camera gets what they've done. The books, the plants, the table, those are the exact chairs I wanted, the exact rug. There's ancient scrolls. There's a fireplace. They love you so much and believe in us and this voice actor panel so much they did this. So I just want to give mad gratitude and love to the BlizzCon events team because they did this. They gave us this space and they're giving us this time because they know that without you, those of you who care about the voice actor panels, none of us would be here. So I love you. Thank you for joining. I hope you have a great panel. We've got a great show ahead. And welcome to the Voices of Overwatch voice actor panel for BlizzCon Line. I mean, I wish you were all here right now because I can literally, I've got chills. To look around the room and see these people here, it just seems like a dream. This is not gonna feel real till we go home tonight. It's not gonna feel real. And you guys, usually I like to do my big surprise, who's behind door number 1, but unless they walk through the library, that wasn't gonna work. So here's the grand reveal of all of our wonderful participants. So I think you know everybody on this stage, but let me go through introductions just to kind of get us all on the same page. So of course, we could not have an Overwatch panel without the mayor of BlizzCon himself, Lord Darren DePaul, also known as Reinhardt. There we go. You at home, you got to clap. You're not here. Yeah.
I don't have it. I would hit a cameraman if I threw candy. It's not happening.
I know.
Hi, I'm Darren.
Yay! That's right. I forgot to say you guys have to clap for us because usually you're right in front of me with your big smiling faces, but you're not here, so you got to promise me that you're clapping at home, please. And then, of course, we have to have our beloved dad. We have to have Soldier 76, also known as Fred Tatasciore. Yay!
Reporting for duty.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Oh my.
And really glad that you let me use my apartment. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. And then, of course, our beloved power female, totally kick-ass and wonderful in the game, our delicious diva, also known as Charlotte Chung. Yay!
You mean the annoying diva? Oh my god.
Oh my god, I love it. And then, if I had my way, I'd have the whole cast on this stage. It's so, every year I want you to know, having to work with the Overwatch team and choose is so difficult. But we just had to get the ones we love them all, but this is who we ended up with. And we've got our fabulous, I don't really think you guys have heard of Matt Mercer before. He's new to the nerd world. So I want to introduce you to Matt Mercer for the first time, also known as McCree.
Woo! Happy to be here in Soldier Dad's apartment.
Love it.
Anytime, son.
And then we also really wanted to bring somebody new in to share our love with you and to share our love of her. So I'm so excited, so honored and privileged to introduce you to Jeannie Bollet, who plays Echo. So Jeannie.
Welcome.
Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Yes. And I know you can't see our fans, but everybody, this is BlizzCon. These are our fans. Let's just pretend they're out there and say, we love you, we love you, we love you, we love you. Yes. And then, as you know, I always love to have somebody from the team, so I'm really honored and delighted to bring somebody to you from the Overwatch team, the creative director, Jeff Chamberlain. So this is Jeff Chamberlain. Jeff, everybody. Yes. And Jeff, you and I never talked about this, but I'm so excited. I never tell you this. I need to tell you I love you more, Jeff. But because Jeff and I have worked together for so long, I remember you and I in early StarCraft 2 sessions together. I mean, we go way back. We're OGs together. So it's always really cool to work with Jeff and have him join us. So thanks, Jeff.
It's my pleasure. It's always fun to, get into the recording booth with you and figure these characters out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Jeff would love to be here, but like all of us, he's got to stay extra safe for his family. Otherwise, he'd be sitting on my lap right now, right, Jeff? I think we'd be cuddling probably. Or I'd be, one of those. So there's so much I want to talk about. I wish we had all day. We don't. So I just want to, my goal, as I said earlier in the monologue, is to have you in my living room. So the first thing I want to talk about is, how's everybody doing? It's been a tough year. It's been crazy. And I just want to ask everybody, we can go in rotation or talk together. I had a tough year. I'm doing great now. Anytime I get to be with you, I'm great. How's everybody? How you doing? Tell me about how you've been since we last saw you.
I'm fine.
I feel like you're always fine. I can't.
Well, you got to stay
that?
joyful.
I
mean, this has been a time of distance, and yet we still find our connections where we can, whether it's online or just passing someone on the street and waving from a distance. It's sharing our hearts, and that's what I love about.
Instead, let us discuss our own experiment channels and how well we managed to blitz through the algorithm over our few weeks of testing out various types of short-form content. So in total, we set up 2 test channels. One was entirely run by my editor, and the other was a test channel run basically by myself. However, the videos we put onto the channel were actually relatively unique. You see, I wanted to see just how well we could make a channel do without actually putting any effort into it. So what we did was we set up a basic editing AI and found a whole bunch of raw video footage to edit down into compilations. The AI edited the videos into the perfect portrait mode, cut out all of the boring and slow parts, and then formatted it perfectly for YouTube. All we had to do was slap on a title and copy and paste in a description and some tags, and then wabam, we have a perfect short video with as little effort as possible. The other channel my editor set up, however, is actually creative, unique, and featured quality and effort put behind it, and so by running these 2 test channels side by side, we decided to see which channel would perform the best. But equally, the real experiment of my personal random test channel was really just a channel dedicated to testing different types of thumbnails, content, titles, and formats on the Shorts algorithm. And well, after a few weeks of testing, we made some key observations. Number 1, copyrighted music damages the actual impact and potential growth of a short. This is very impactful on small channels, but actually it doesn't really seem to have that much of an effect on a larger channel. Number 2, subscribers are good, so make sure to have a call of action for subscribers, but equally commenters on a short are much better. Number 3, you get really low payments per views in comparison to a normal video. Payment per view depends on a huge amount of factors normally for videos like demographics and geography, but in the case of shorts that number is exceedingly small in comparison. However, of course, because viewership numbers are so high, shorts creators will probably actually have access to some absolutely incredible sponsored and brand deals. I mean, if you're able to guarantee 1 million views on a short video, you can effectively, instead of uploading a 30-second short, upload a straight 30-second advert. but what company wouldn't want to pay good money for that? Number 4, shorts are not limited by language. This is actually really important because on a platform which is very dominated by the English-speaking language, the fact that these shorts are actually so short in length means that most short content doesn't really feature much spoken language. Instead, it's usually music and interesting colors. This is really impactful, especially considering the shorts feature is becoming more and more popular in different countries, especially India. Number 5, fast-paced content does best. Usually content which is either edited in a way which is very fast, quick and free-flowing, or content which has very high-paced spoken words. Number 6, videos generally perform best on the short shelf if you upload them multiple times to try and get the best auto thumbnail on the video. Number 7, channels doing a mix of shorts and normal videos don't grow anywhere near as fast as exclusively short channels. It doesn't really seem to actually damage your channel if you do a mix of shorts and normal videos, however definitely the channels that are attempting that are not doing anywhere near as well. Creators like Legal Eagle are creating innovative new content by using shorts, however there's a reason why MrBeast has an exclusive shorts channel. However, he isn't actually even using that channel as efficiently as he should be, and here's why. Number 8, consistent uploads. Short channels are really all about velocity. They're not quite flash in a pan success monstrosities, but just like their content, they have to be very fast paced. Generally speaking, all the shorts channels that are at the top are uploading once a day. I will be conducting a few experiments in the coming weeks to see if uploading multiple times a day to a shorts channel is powerful, as we do know that shorts can get featured on the short shelf multiple times, but equally a channel can have multiple videos on the short shelf simultaneously. So theoretically, there's no reasons that I can think of why uploading multiple times a day and just flooding the market isn't a valid way of breaking the shorts algorithm. But as I say, that one requires a little bit more testing on our end. Certainly one of the things that massively hampered my personal testing channel was the fact that for a multiple day period we simply didn't upload. This was because we were exceedingly busy with other stuff involving this channel here. Number 9, of course, not all content works as shorts. This kind of goes a little bit without saying, but not all content formats really work. As we've mentioned previously, generally things like skits or animations or gameplay highlights are the type of short content that are performing really well. However, there's generally nothing stopping, say, news events working quite well, or maybe just tutorials, life hacks, that sort of content will probably all translate very well to shorts. And of course, following on from this, number 10, shorts work best as one-off content, not series. That's right, generally speaking, you don't want a coherent series going between your shorts because your shorts are going to be varying in viewership numbers by massive quantities. And number 11, here's the most interesting thing of all, average viewership duration can be well above 100%. Now, that final statistic is insane. My channel over its entire history has had an average viewership duration of over 50%, and it's not impossible to have an average viewership duration of above 100% on regular YouTube videos, but usually these videos are exceedingly short. The fact that this statistic is relatively common for shorts is absolutely incredible in terms of their power in the algorithm, because what this statistic translates to is that the average person is watching this video multiple times. If that's actually happening, then that video is going to explode. Now, what makes shorts so interesting is just how easy they are to make and how amazingly fair the shorts algorithm is. Because of the lack of supply and high demand for shorts, anyone can become famous and find success making them. Really, the only limitations beyond the market cap is your own ability to make content. Content creation is not easy, and it's not something that anyone can do, but it is something that anyone can learn. I strongly recommend you give it a go and make some shorts, and hey, if you do make any, tweet them to me or drop them in the comment section, as I would love to see your creations. Now, of course, there is a reason why I won't be showing the name of my personal test channel, and that is because I want to spend a few more months experimenting on it before we claim responsibility for the monstrosity of a channel that we created. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, this really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I do recommend all of you actually give a go. The reasoning is very simple. There are currently very few creators who are using shorts when it's in its beta stage to actually make really good, unique content. Generally speaking, the field is flooded by a whole bunch of TikTok re-uploading, and that kind of reusing of basically existing content can only get you so far online. The people that will prosper are the ones who actually create something unique. Equally, one of the most powerful things in shorts is just having a very good thumbnail and a very fast-paced video. So keep experimenting so that you can find a format that really works for you. But seriously, just give it a go. You might have been doing YouTube for years and actually started struggling lately, and that's okay. Everyone struggles with YouTube, but just give making shorts a go because it's a very enjoyable, unique way of creating content online. At the same time, it's also completely and utterly broken. There has never been an event on YouTube like this where a creator can go from nothing and suddenly become one of the largest creators on the platform. So seriously, this is going to be the final one. Go do it, give it a go. It's fantastic. When you become a billionaire, you can like this video, come back back and leave a comment on it saying, thank you for helping me become the largest channel on YouTube, and that's okay, that's fantastic. But for the time being, you can celebrate this gloriously broken and overpowered feature, share it amongst all of your friends, and watch as all of your YouTube channels do far better than they already were. But what this video has ultimately shown us, and this exploit, is that in the modern 21st century, the greatest way of making money and actually just being in control of your life is coming to understand that everything is determined by algorithms. Now, today's video is of course sponsored by CuriosityStream, a very fun learning platform online, and they are
Bro, how are you that fast? I literally... back up the stairs. Oh my...
Yes,
sir. Audio is on and audio is clean. My bad for breathing all up in your ears. Guys, I just woke up today. I'm kind of zoomed in, huh? All right, I just woke up. My original plan today, getting freaky on a Friday night, yeah, I don't feel like that. I stayed up really late with my dad last night. He's actually in that other room behind me. He just came through, so I'm a little tired. As you can see, man just woke up and walked into the studio. All right, I don't need to brush my teeth with y'all. I don't need to pick my hair, look all pretty, because I know y'all gonna watch me regardless. All right? Who am I? I'm too comfortable on camera now. So I was browsing. I wanted to find something that wasn't that long, maybe didn't take that much energy. Then we could get freaky on a Saturday night. Or y'all know the crazy thing? There are these vents at the top of this room. You see that? I could hear my dad snoring through that. And I'm about to play a horror game. Hold up. Give me some drums. Okay, I already did that on the first one. So select language. We got Nihongo, we got English, we got... Let's just go ahead and... Whoa. Subtitles gonna... Is that me? Yo. These quick camera zoom. Dang. Subtitles what's going on? Corey Kitchen here, and welcome to Psycho no Sutoka. This is a Japanese horror game where it looks like there is a yandere and she has me tied up and I gotta escape, or I don't know what this is. But I don't want to edit too much today. Hold on. Yo, look at the difficulties. Y'all know I play my games on hard. I mean, I don't really feel like it right now.
To play yandere looks a bit more, it's kinda.
You've been trapped here for hours. You need to escape. The exit door is currently locked. Find out how to unlock the exit door by looking around for clues. Be careful. You're not alone. Be wary, running creates noise and might attract attention. So we about to be walking, huh? Ohayou gozaimasu.
They added Ryu in Fortnite. Why? What is...
Oh, soda. Oh, mochiron. Hontoni desu ka? Demo? Dare? Iie, arigato. Senpai? Oh. Onegai shimasu. Iie.
Run at that point.
I'm gonna go back to English now, please. Let me leave. Oh, bro, she flinching. Look like she about to come through with the knife. Can I look at her?
It was a split personality.
Bro. With a lovely knife. Let me. She is crazy looking. Like y'all really did a cut my tongue off.
Calm down.
You know you want my tongue. Come on.
The boy you talk to.
Yeah, that boy you talk to.
Why?
Listen. He's just a friend. Oh my. Yo. I'm so sorry, Tom. He's waiting for me in the other room.
Oh, God. I don't understand if you did this if it was a girl talking to the guy, but why a guy talking to the guy?
Okay, alright. She's gone. She done gave me a whole villain speech. Yeah, tip the chair. My dude didn't waste no time. Up, down.
He's dead. He's dead. Jump
My
the hell out
bad,
the window,
Tom.
run.
I always pick the crazy ones. Up, down, up, down. Alright, let's get started. We gotta escape from here. You don't have any ailments. Okay, so we can heal. Cameras? Wait. I just turned it off? Oh, there's only one camera that works. Is this the room that I'm in? Yeah, that's the room that I'm in. Oh, this is dope.
You gotta get the hell out of there.
This is dope. The breaker switch is in the storage room. I did not want to do it. Sorry. Do what? Listen. You always have a choice. You always have a choice. Alright, some Japanese. Oh, that's my hand. I was
Open
like,
the door.
whose hand is that?
Run the hell out of there.
Okay.
She's in the next door. She
we gotta get out of the school.
To another floor.
We got this yandere in here. Oh! Maybe somebody just spilled some tomato sauce. You know, they was in a hurry.
Oh, Hex.
Where's she? That voice came from... I don't know where it came from. Just close the doors behind you. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. Just continue to look around. Oh, you can hide in the lockers? Bet. Bet. Anything in here?
Where the hell are you? You're coming from the left ear, and that's outside.
I'm so happy you could look through the windows. Okay. I don't think she's out here. Guys, I don't know. I don't know what possessed me to play this. Especially while my dad is asleep. Bro, I'm back where I started. All right.
You went upstairs.
So wait, that might be a good thing. The school isn't that big. Let's head into the library.
You said you need to go to the storage room or whatever.
La biblioteca. See, look. I learned that in middle school, and for some reason, it's impossible for me to forget library in Spanish. Voy a la biblioteca. Oh, she found me. Okay, well, how fast are you? Bro, she is fast. Oh, she's just playing with her food at this point. She found me and then ran away? Oh, you just playing with me, huh? Okay. All right.
That's worse.
Listen to where the voice comes from. Okay. All right. I get it. You're gonna punish me. You're gonna kill me. I'll tell you what. If I don't find something soon, I'm gonna start running. There's a key. C2. All right. Please don't start pressing me now that I actually got a clue. Lady, listen. There are more boys. All right, there's more boys at this school than just me. What's that?
Like, it's so hard.
Protect from glass shards? Huh? Run. What the heck?
She really be fucking.
Okay. She just disappeared. No. Good thing she's kind of slow. All right, dip, baby, dip.
Don't turn around. Do not turn the fuck around. Keep running.
I hear footsteps!
Run.
There she is. There she is. Bro, get dipped on. 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 Okay. Hey, you're a good-looking girl. I'm sure if you just calm down on the craziness, you might be able to scoop you up a boy or 2 or 3 or how many ever you want. Listen, it's 2021. You could do whatever the freak you want to do. I just don't want to be involved, all right? Now we in C2. Let's see. God, I just read that whole thing. Where is the next clue at? It's got to be something in here. No. Stay away from the window. Please don't come to my window. What is this? You need to restore power in storage room.
Yeah, you need to go to storage room.
Why didn't y'all tell me that before? Where's the storage room? Storage? We found it. Get the power on. How do we do that? Yeah. Solve the circuit. Bruh, are you serious? I need to close this door. Okay. Solve the circuit.
Nope.
Wait.
No.
Oh, wait. I gotta get all the green ones? Oh my gosh, are you serious? Bing, bong, bing. Okay, we can do this. 1, 2, 1, 2, skip to my... Oh my gosh, I keep turning around. Okay. Let's go. Woo! This is what I do. Get out of this. It's a dead end. Run. You getting dipped on. You can't catch me. I'm too fast. Woo! Climb them stairs.
Shut the hell up.
We got the lights on. Okay. Close the door. We can read this now. Wait.
That was just
that was just a light switch? Oh my gosh! Gosh! What the freak? What, you breaking glass? Relax, girl! Alright, get your ankles broke. Woo! Bear trap! Oh, she put the glass at the bottom! Oh, I got them house shoes on though. Hey, turn up. Okay.
She really put glass on the floor just to make it so you
can... She pushed me down the stairs! She wasn't even close to me. You were slowed down for 12 seconds.
That's abuse.
How many seconds? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Okay. All right. You're crazy. You
need to be careful of the staircase then.
Oh my gosh, dude.
You need to go back to the main place that you were originally.
Oh my, why the music stop? I crouched. Oh, why did the music stop? That was very deceptive.
You need to go back to where you originally were. That's the only place that actually had any objective.
You know I could see you, right? You know I literally... Oh my... Bro! Look how fast she is! Oh my god!
Look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out! Hide in here. Every time, I'm like, let me find like a short little horror game recorded. I always pick the longest, most difficult games. In the famous words spoken by Kendrick Lamar, we gonna be alright.
Nope.
I don't know where she is, but hopefully... Oh my gosh! Bro, how are you that fast? I literally...
She really picked...
Back up the stairs. Oh my, she is laughing! Dondere, listen, we can talk about this. We can talk about this, all right? Listen, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Don't push me down the stairs. Don't push me down the stairs. I'll do whatever. Go to classroom. Go to classroom. Bro, look at her breaking glass. Oh!
Oh god,
Don't laugh
that's
at
way
me.
too quick.
Don't laugh at me, all right? Ooh, playing ring around the rosy on her. Playing ring around the rosy on her. Oh, which way am I going? Whoa! Oh. So you thought, you know he messed
Leave
with,
the
girl.
classroom. This is too.
You know he messed with. I can do this all day. Psych! That's the wrong number. Close the door on her. Ooh, get that work, girl. Get that freaking work. Why is the music not on? I know she's behind me. I know it. You're not. Ah!
We got 2 more hits.
All I was about to say was you're not. I'm tired. My stamina's gone. What the freak?
It's over. She's dragging you back. What? Oh no.
This woman is beyond disrespectful. How you stab somebody in their neck and ask, "Are you okay?" That's gotta be top 10 most disrespectful things that's ever been done to me. So the first thing, the key to the exit is in the safe. Find the code. Okay, we missed that the first time. First thing I want to do, go to the storage room, get the power on. Last time she found me once and then I could never shake her off. She was just following me the whole game after that. Come out, come out. I thought that said constipation room. What is wrong with me? And can we talk about how she did a hide and seek moment? She was counting, then I didn't know she was only gonna count to 3. I know the code now. Bop, bing, boom, bop, bing, boom. Turn that on.
Oh my.
Oh! She put. Wait, what? What the frick was that? Ah, glass. Bro, I need to find those shoes. And look.
Your health's already draining. You're gonna die.
She really got some good damage right there. Listen. Give me a break. Give me some of that. Can I can't drink this? How did I get 30 health? All right.
Because of the damage from the thing.
Did you see how she hit that corner? It's one thing to have a girl that's crazy about you. Oh my gosh! Kill me. I would end the video, but I need to make at least some progress. So I'm gonna put it on normal. I don't want to just end the video and I'm just getting.
You could have probably named it.
I don't know if y'all noticed in the bottom right corner, this is an alpha. So, well, by definition, that means this isn't the full game. And so, this is a game that I definitely want to come back to. Bing, bop, bang, bop. What? They changed the code on me? Yes. Bro, stop with the glass! Stop!
Why would you stand there?
Bro, it's not enough items in this game. Where is everything? There's no items in this game. What the freak?
He's behind you.
Bro, she's behind me, dude. She can stealth behind you. My hand getting stuck on. Wait, what? It's draining the water.
Maybe the code's in there.
What's up, maybe? Infirmary key. Okay. That's new. I don't know why the music is doing that. Please. An infirmary.
Can't we just lock ourselves in here?
have any ailments. You put health in a game that we can't use. Healed for 25 health. Oh, so the ailment, she can do something else to you. B3, B3. All right, let's go. The shoes. Give me my Nikes. Just got the key to this room. We need something. We need something. I'm tired of there being keys to rooms with nothing. Oh!
That shocked me as well.
I can't with this girl. I can't with this girl. She put that head in there. She knew I was about to open it. Bro, there was nothing in this room.
The key to a room just went
Why
downstairs.
can you find keys to rooms with nothing in them? Give me something good.
This is how we
Ask
do it.
and you will receive. Wait, what I got? B2, B2. Leg don't hurt that bad. Open the door up. Don't turn that light off again. Bro, she know where I'm at. She playing with her food right now. Wait.
So 4. That's one of the
Wait,
codes.
wait.
Oh, you gotta go back to the other
digit is a
rooms.
4 or 9? That's not the first time I saw that. I didn't even pay attention to it last time. All right, guys. What is she doing to me?
She's stabbing you.
Last digit is a 9.
9.
Oh, the last digit is 4.
4.
The last digit is 4. So we got 9, 4. Girl, I got my Nikes on. That's not gonna do nothing. Get around. Get around. Get your ankles broke, girl. Get your ankles broke. No
There's
code
nothing
now.
at all.
Look! Look! I watched you turn the light off. You idiot. Now get jammed up in there. A2, A2. We literally gotta go to every room. Look how she behind me still. Code in here? Nope. Okay, okay, okay. So the codes is only in the rooms where the door is locked. I think I'm putting that together. Get jammed up. Get jammed up. Get jammed up, girl. Get jammed up. Give me a key. Just give me a key, please. Give me a key. Give me a code piece. Last 2 digits. Last 2 digits. 9-4. Oh, goodness. Listen, I gotta get into D1. I gotta get into a D1 school, all right? Look at this. That's a thumbnail right there. Oh no, this is a thumbnail. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Now go ahead and get your freaking ankles, bro. From my freaking way. Open that up. Glad that was unlocked. Come through. I know you know I'm in here. Yep. Come on. Turn the light off. Your big red glowy eyes illuminate your position, you moron. Yeah, break that. Go ahead, break that. Wait. I'm looking for a key. You wouldn't happen to know where to keep. Wow.
Minus 46.
She gave me a one-hitter quitter. I'm off this game.
Cause my name is Curry Kinchin.
You know what? I'm gonna change my outfit because I heard we got new stuff.
Come on.
Knock it off, Todd.
I think Amber's been pretty clear about how she feels.
I'm nothing like my dad.
I want to be just like you.
I've fought to keep this planet safe. Your power's gotta be due any day now, son.
Morning! I'm scared, Dad. What if I can't do this?
Follow me. Slow down. Land. I said land. Stop! Get up.
I'm actually getting used to this a little.
That's not good.
You need to be better. After everything he's done, how can I live up to all that?
You need to decide what kind of hero you want to be.
I'm not supposed to be following your path.
Was
You who you want.
in the blue and the yellow? Why don't you meet the team after school?
May we count on you in the future?
Yeah, I think so. And bored of this.
Son, we need to talk. What I'm about to tell you will change everything.
Ooh. This is coming out May or March.
I wasn't ready before. Now I am. You being a superhero is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. Now take me flying or I'm gonna tell everyone you're invincible. Sorry, not sorry.
March 26th, okay. Well, are you sure you want to go flying? Flying, the issue is your body's hitting air, and the faster you go, the more damage you're doing. He can do it easily because number one, his body is way stronger than yours. He can literally fall off a building and completely survive, compared to us, which will just get crushed. Meaning flying that speed isn't safe.
Have you ever thought, guys, what's the world going to be like once this whole pandemic palaver's done? Well, find out today. I'm here with Tove Jizzle, Mini Minter, and Zerka HD, and we're going to see the 10 ways the world will change after COVID-19.
Oh.
Alright, let's get it started.
10 ways the world will change after COVID.
That's a voice I trust.
Number 10. Interaction.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna make a prediction. I saw it on Twitter. No, you can't blow on a birthday cake anymore.
Bro,
it makes sense, right? It makes sense.
It's disgusting that we actually ever did it.
Like our germs all over the whole cake, and then we all get to eat the cake together.
Well, I mean, you don't need to blow like down at the cake.
No, kids do this.
Oh yeah,
all over it, bro.
Yeah, they do. You kiss other people, man. Allow it. Do what you want.
How many times do you kiss
life, innit? Nothing matters.
It's in the best vibes.
Interacting with others is probably the first thing the pandemic has changed. In just a few months, the simple act of meeting and engaging with people drastically changed. What's even more alarming than that is the fact that now, after a year, we're used to it. In fact, some think the way we'll approach others may have changed forever from now on. One of the best qualities of human beings is their quick adaptability to life-changing challenges. If you think about the experience of your past year, you'll find that's the case. Losing the ability to make physical contact with other humans wasn't easy, and it still isn't, but you did manage to do it. It's this universal capacity for change that led many experts, like psychology professor Robin Dunbar, to believe that once this nightmare is over, it won't be as easy to get back to where we left off. In fact, according to Dunbar, the psychological impact social distancing regulations might have had on our brains is so strong that in a post-vaccine world, we might feel actual discomfort doing social activities.
Not really.
No.
Number 9, grocery shopping.
I thought this was going to be a good video.
Harry.
No, I was supposed to get... No, I have faith. I'm sure there'll be good stuff in there somewhere.
Shopping was an option, and I've even used it maybe a couple of times. But online services like this really kicked off with the advent of COVID-19. However, when the pandemic forced us all into our houses, the online shopping industry boomed. It was the fastest and safest way to avoid long lines of strangers and crazy shoppers fighting over toilet paper. Unfortunately, everyone soon realised the convenience of online shopping, and for a while, it became almost impossible to find delivery slots. But now that people have calmed down and the stores incremented their delivery services, the majority of shoppers now seem to prefer online shopping. Just consider that according to Forbes, about a year ago, 81% of consumers had never bought groceries online. Today, 79% of shoppers prefer to order online instead. And even after COVID, it seems pretty clear now the world of grocery shopping will never be the same.
Good point, you know what? Now old people have realised they don't have to go and trek it down to the shops.
It's good for them to go to shops though. It keeps them healthy.
Yeah.
I guess they can choose.
Not if they catch something when they're there.
True. Ooh. What if there is no after COVID-19?
I was going to say, it's going to...
What if it just carries on?
Why would you say that?
They said that this morning on the news.
We're living with it. We're not going to get past it. I know.
There's no such thing as COVID-0, yeah.
So if it becomes normal, then surely we just go back to normal anyway, because we don't really care anymore.
Yeah, it'd just be a case of we'd have to have a lot more like vaccines and stuff throughout like every year or whatever, every 2 years.
I never got a flu vaccine anyway, so.
Toby!
Same.
Number 8. Travel and transport.
Oh, this will be fine, right?
Traveling. Remember what that feels like? Personally,
No,
I
don't think any of them are
but
gonna be
maybe you're
fine.
one of those.
The whole thing is just not going to be fine.
During the pandemic. If so, you will surely know that after a short period of total shutdown worldwide, airports soon reopened and adapted their services to these challenging times. Before I get any further into this, regulations and procedures may vary according to the countries, airports, even airlines. Still, there are some standard procedures applied more or less everywhere. For one, sanitizing stations, social distancing floor stickers, and nasal swabs are now basic routines.
Ugh.
This doesn't mean we'll have to take nasal swabs every time we travel in the future, I hope not. But like for many other fields, the travel industry has learned and improved on a lot of factors here. As reported by NBC News, industry experts believe some of the current protocols may outlast the pandemic. This is especially relevant to technologies developed and improved during the past year, like sanitizing robots, restrooms that automatically alert maintenance crews when cleaning is needed, and contactless check-ins.
Well, that's good. That's all good.
That's handy,
yeah.
that's handy. That's handy.
That's just good.
I think maybe like people would travel less initially, right? And I think eventually you're just gonna start taking it for granted, just go back out to normal again, surely.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Because there was like an article. There's an article that said like, long distance travel won't come back to normality until like 2023, 2024, like long haul flights.
What? Wait,
like America, Australia, and stuff. That was on like Sky
Like
News.
8-hour flights.
Yeah, they won't be normality for ages, apparently.
Okay, so we can still go like somewhere
Spain.
though.
We can go Benidorm still.
We can still go.
Yeah, we can go see Sticky Vicky whenever you want.
Sticky Vicky.
With the outbreak of the pandemic, production ceased, fashion retailers closed, and demand has plummeted. Not to mention the partial or in some cases total cancellation of fashion shows. It's been a tough time for the fashion industry. However, after this seemingly catastrophic effect, the pandemic also gave the world of fashion a chance to rethink and rearrange themselves to meet contemporary and more ethical standards. As a matter of fact, we could say an ethical revolution has finally taken place in the peaks of the industry. In May of 2020, Gucci announced that they would abandon the worn-out ritual of seasonality with their shows and will focus their efforts in trying to reduce the environmental impact of the industry. But they're not the only ones. As Vogue editor Anna Wintour pointed out, by the end of the pandemic, the values of fashion will have shifted permanently to a more ethical and sustainable system. Let's hope, like the non-profit global movement Fashion Revolution does.
Wait, is it ill vision? Is that okay?
No, don't worry, we're doing that.
We're both for sustainability.
And development directly to the people who make our clothes. Will technology aid in the production line, in a similar way to how traditional fashion shows have instead migrated to online? We'll have to wait and see. Number 6. Masks. Before COVID-19, very few in Western countries ever considered wearing a mask on a daily basis. But these days, it's considered very important in public settings to wear one.
Thing is how
But scientists and sociologists are suggesting people will keep wearing them even once the pandemic ends. In support of this theory, experts such as Emeritus Professor William Shao,
you guys
Harvard TH Chan School of Public
You guys
Health.
going to carry on wearing
It
masks?
makes sense to it in certain situations, though. Like, right, if you're on the tube and stuff, it'd make more sense now.
Yeah, if I was feeling sick and I was going on the tube, maybe, but I'd. Like,
Harry,
you'd barely wear one, surely.
Still not wearing.
And also, you're going to be like, our decision will be affected by everyone else around us. Like, if we go on the tube and you're the one Donny like there without a mask, everyone's like, beady-eyed looking at you, like, what the fuck are you doing?
You know what? I'll say it's good anyway because you can go incognito with a mask on. It's very handy. Put your
people recognise us with the masks, bro. It's actually long.
But yeah, not as much though, mate. Not like.
Yeah, with less bait. But if we're together, it's a mess.
Oh yeah, still enough.
The epidemic spread across East Asia, and before then, the citizens of that part of the world didn't really wear face masks. Afterwards, however, masks could be seen in public very frequently. In the same way, doctors and public health experts like Dr. Tom Frieden, the president of Global Health Initiative Resolve to Save Lives, believe the rest of the world could observe a fundamental shift to new hygiene practices. For example, people will be more inclined to wash their hands and wear masks whenever they don't feel well, stopping the spread of more traditional colds and flu. Number 5. AI will take over. When we talk about long-lasting improvements developed because of the pandemic, the artificial intelligence sector has reached thousands of innovations to properly respond to the COVID emergency and lockdown measures. Governments worldwide have mobilized machine learning in many ways, from contact tracing apps to telemedicine, we'll get there soon, to remote learning capabilities. There were many technological innovations that were rapidly developed. We've also already mentioned how automatization devices have proved vital in other fields like travel and grocery shopping. But the growth of AI won't stop there. Paired with robotics, it can create autonomous systems capable of interacting with the physical world. This allows us to predict the spread of the virus, monitor infection rates, conduct
at 3
contact
PM.
tracing, and so on. According to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, the pandemic has accelerated the overall pace of innovation in the AI field, to the point that by 2030, AI could comprise $15.7 trillion of the world economy.
Right.
Number 4,
Okay.
cash free. One
Cash
of the
is
more
gone.
direct consequences of the growth of AI is the abandoning of cash.
Bitcoin!
In fact, part of AI development
Bitcoin!
also involve a
He's
full
just trying to shield
automation of
coin.
online banking and fast payments. Does this mean that COVID's not directly related to it? Not really. It makes sense that COVID is directly related to this acceleration. You see, cash is one of the dirtiest things in the world, not only figuratively, but literally. Coins and banknotes pass from hand to hand, carrying germs within each exchange.
It's true,
So
you know,
when the
money's like
pandemic
one of the
kicked off,
grubbiest things in the world. Like, if you got, I got any cash in my wallet?
I've got some
I've
cash
got
in my wallet.
what the hell is it? I got 10 dirhams. Where do they spend dirhams?
UAE.
Dubai.
I didn't go to Dubai during the pandemic. Don't worry, boys.
And Morocco, right?
But this note is terrible, grotty.
It might have seen some shit as well. Like it might have been all places.
It's been up someone's ass.
What?
What?
As reported by the Financial Times, since the beginning of the pandemic, ATM transaction volumes fell significantly across the world. In the UK, for example, transactions dropped 62%, and in Spain, cash reached a 90% drop. As stated previously, COVID alone is not responsible for the digital payment shift, but it has very much made the process quicker. According to the World Economic Forum, this could lead to 50% of goods consumption primarily being done online by 2030. Number 3, remote working. In the past year, companies have realized that most office work could be easily done remotely. In most cases, all you need is a laptop and semi-decent Wi-Fi connection. So why limit remote working to the current crisis when you could save money on the office rent, while the employees who work for you do the same job at home permanently?
Like 50%
in fact,
of
if we
people
put the whole
Zoom
COVID
calls
situation
aren't wearing trousers.
Well, are you wearing trousers right now?
Path, right? So comfort.
Yeah, you wear
Harry, you wearing trousers
a
right
shirt
now?
with a tie or something, and then you just don't wear anything underneath.
Yeah, I definitely would do that. If you told me how to dress smart and I knew my top half was just showing, I don't even.
I've seen you stream on Twitch in your boxes.
In boxes, yeah.
Yeah, because my legs have to breathe, boys.
And
Like,
you
I
get
shorts,
up and walk around.
Just wear shorts.
Yeah, but I forget.
He's not as bad as JJ on Insta Live, though. Remember that.
That one was bad.
That was mad.
One of the first perks is, of course, the flexibility of it. But workers have also noticed an increase in productivity, a healthier work-life balance, and general improved job satisfaction. Of course, one may argue that there's not really much to do right now anyway, so working at home actually helps pass the time. Still, the data looks convincing enough to hypothesize that in the immediate future, we will see a switch to a more flexible work schedule. In fact, according to the National Bureau of Economic Research, more than 35% of employers believe that 40% of their current remote workers will permanently work from home.
Permanently?
Number 2.
That'll save them so much peace. Think how much it costs to rent offices in like London and shit.
People have more free time. They could have to travel to work and back. Like, yeah.
Be more efficient, more productive.
One of the biggest industries in the world is facing a crisis. There's no need to say that movie theatres are not doing well at the moment. Streaming services, on the other hand, are booming. This has led many film studios, like Warner Brothers Pictures and Disney, to release their projects on streaming platforms in lieu of in theatres. From an audience point of view, that's great. Not only because, again, during the pandemic, we can't leave our houses, but because watching a new release on your TV can actually be cheaper. From a studio point of view, streaming releases can easily avoid all the long negotiations with theatre chains. For cinema lovers, though, this could mark the end of the movie experience as we know it for good.
No.
They are, in fact, worried that
You don't even
streaming
watch
releases
films.
will become the new
Yeah,
normal,
no, I hate it
stopping
anyway.
theatres from reopening ever again.
Yeah, less.
Number 1. Healthcare. The pandemic has challenged some of the world's brightest scientific minds, and obviously governments are pushing for a quick recovery for the sake of economies. These two facts put together coincided with the general stronger focus on the healthcare system. As mentioned before, the enormous growth of AI and the technological side of healthcare brought up significant advancements to the sector. Telehealth, for example, has played a big role in the fight against COVID. It helped to mitigate the risk of spreading the virus by reducing unnecessary hospital visits. This gives telehealth high chances to last even after the emergency. In fact, a report by McKinsey...
I've used this kind of thing before. I had tonsillitis. I just FaceTimed the doctor. He looked in my mouth and told me what I needed, and I went and got picked up from Boots.
When he prescribed you it on the
you
call.
had to, did you just describe, or did you lift your camera?
No, I sent him photos and everything. I sent him photos of my mouth, and he looked at it. He's like, "How are you feeling?" I was explaining the feeling. It was
Makes sense, I
15
guess.
minutes.
Especially if you're like ill, like it's ain't contagious, ain't you going out?
Yeah,
when you're ill and you got like a really bad flu or something, and you go to the doctor, and it's like, Okay, we'll just spread it.
Spread it.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you've
yeah.
cut,
Yeah,
you've
go
cut
ahead,
the
spread
entire
it.
waiting room now. Thank you.
Yeah.
But apart from that, there's been a general acceleration of policies, changes to health promotion, and more support for vulnerable people in communities in Europe. Particular attention has been given to mental health services too, with specific apps and video call sessions for those struggling. So those are 10 ways the world will change
Basically,
after COVID.
life's still going to kind of suck after.
It's going to be different.
Hey, that's not the attitude.
No, it'll be
none of that
amazing
was
because
really
we'll
good.
appreciate life more afterwards.
Yeah,
Simon,
it'd be
that's why.
grand.
None of that was really good, was it?
You can see
No, a
that
couple
what will
things,
change
like
is you can see your
travel.
friends when instead of
What
working.
there was good about travel?
You can do it again.
The toilets that alert you when they need cleaning, that was good.
The fact that people around you will be washing their
Airports
hands.
are going to be a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
That is the change that benefits us.
But at least you can go to the airport and travel.
Changes.
Now, but we're talking about from before, Josh. Post-COVID to pre-COVID.
Telemedicine is an improvement.
People's
there you go.
hygiene, personal hygiene is improving.
The online doctor, that's kind of cool.
AI is pretty good, like,
You've been doing that for time, though, Harry.
but they're adding more of it.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
accelerated it. Cash being gone is good.
If anyone get any cash I don't want, I'll take it. Well, there we go. Always look on the bright side of life. It's gonna be all right in the end. We hope. We pray.
hope. Yep.
Well, that's the end of that. It's not that good. I'm not gonna lie. The whole COVID situation is just getting worse. I don't.
What's the last thing you remember?
A dragon.
This is a Netflix
What are you
Dota.
called? Davion. Dragon Knight.
Princess?
Your men forgot to disarm me.
Ooh, okay. It's maybe the
See
same
if you can
studio who
find your
made
teeth.
Castlevania.
A secret army emerging from every enclave in the world. We made a sacred oath.
Dragon Knight.
Brothers.
We are the light in the darkness. To war!
I smell your fear. Those that go into the forest looking for trouble always find it. The old story is over. We will write a new one. Together.
Thank you.
I won't run from a fight, even this one. My name means something to me.
Stupid. Brave, but stupid. Best of luck to you, Dragon Knight.
March 25th. Oh. It's coming out on Netflix on March 25th. We've got this.
Round one, fight!
We'll take it both of them. Who puts them in the game? Why? I don't know how. I don't know how they're getting the like legal rights to do any of this. Showing everything. It's like they wasted all their money.
You all remember the Great Jibo Massacre of 2017, and so do we. Actually, I'm pretty sure they blame us for sinking their company. So, when Ki reached out to sponsor this video about their ClickBot educational robot, my eyebrows just about raised right off my head. But we wouldn't be making this video if the ClickBot was yet another colossal waste of money that barely does anything. So let's unleash the Krakens on it and see what our newest family member can do.
Yeah.
This cute modular robot from Ki is the product of a successful Kickstarter funded back in February of 2020, with backers being able to pledge anywhere from $2.99 for the Early Bird Starter Kit to $6.99 for the Early Bird Maker Kit, with plenty of options in between. You can build basically anything you want with all the pieces in the kit, but they have some suggested ones. So the two main ones are Bick and Back. So Back is kind of like a tall, skinny boy, moves around, and then Bick has wheels. So that's why we've actually got wheels included in our kit. So which one do you guys want to build, Bick or Back?
Bick.
Bic, please.
I had kind of planned for us to do the other one first. Can you work with me on this?
Yeah.
Can we do back first?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Some of the more advanced features are going to